listening to Mainman Mademan.
What's up, fight fans? What's going on? What's up, man? It is the homie, Mainman Mademan in the building. Yes, sir. Hey, man, y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. Yes, sir, fight fans. Once again, it's on, man. Once again, it is an honor and a pleasure. I repeat, an honor and a pleasure rocking out with the boxing fans and the boxing fam. Damn, man, on a Friday night, for real, all day. Y'all know what it is, man. Our time now, man. Coming on through on a late Friday night, a rainy Friday night out here in the DMV, fight fans. But it is what it is. The show must go on. I must offer my apologies at the top of the live stream for not being able to make yesterday's We Talking Boxing, fight fans. What can I say? Life happens, you know what I'm saying? But I decided to come on through tonight. I wish I could have made it on here a little bit more earlier, and it is what it is. But had to come on through here tonight, everybody, man, to give some good thoughts on this upcoming fight tomorrow, man, on this beautiful card that's going to be happening tomorrow, man. Really looking forward to it. And y'all know we definitely going to be live straight after the fight tomorrow, man. So, hey, man, I wanted to come on through, get my prediction on wax, maybe give a couple thoughts about that whole little Steven Espinoza interviews that's going around. Oh, I've been seeing it, everybody. Definitely been seeing them, man. Hearing the weasel's words, fight fans. What say y'all? So I figured I'd come on through here sometime tonight to chop it on up. You know what I'm saying? I tell y'all what, fight fans. If anybody want to chop it up about anything this weekend, the way we doing it tonight is I got the phone line open, you know what I'm saying? So feel free to hit me on up. I'm going to open them up in a couple more minutes as we get the show kind of rolling. I'll have the phone lines open. Y'all want to just call me up, hit me up real quick and say, yo, main man, did you see this? Or the main man, did you miss this? Feel free. You know what I'm saying? Feel free. So I want to give a major salute to everyone that's coming on through, man, and checking out the chat. Hey, man, I see my main man, Trap House out there, Trap House Boxing. What's up, champ? Hope all is well, bro. What's up with you, man? Hey, man, I always appreciate our conversations, Trap House. Come on through and holler, man, you know? Salute to you, man, and I hope you enjoy the fights this weekend, man, for real. Dre the Southwest villain up in this thing. What's up, champ? He say, yo, Philly is up in the building. Salute, broski, man. I can't call it, man. Cooling on a Friday night, you know what I'm saying? Cooling on a Friday night. I got fam on deck. JP Mendez, I see you, man. Yo, main man, Charlo looked like a domesticated cat. All that Lions only didn't show up until the end, man. Yeah, man. Look, man, they got a lot of people wondering, do we trust Charlo in this fight? It got a lot of people wondering, man, is Charlo going to get up in that thing, get starstruck, become a different type fighter. You know what I'm saying? Or is he gonna go in there and give his all and put the pressure on him? I mean, I don't want him to get in there and he see Canelo and be like, oh there's my hero Canelo. I don't want to put hands and feet all over my hero Canelo. No, Canelo, no, I can't harm Canelo. This just is not right. He's my hero. We don't want to see nothing like that, right, fight fans? We want to see Charlo going in there and being Charlo, you know what I mean? But I gotta admit, because I did do the video, at first I gotta tell you, JP Mendez, yeah, I'm like you, man. Like, where's Clubber Charlo? You know what I'm saying? I don't see Clubber Charlo. But then I started thinking, and I started kind of paying attention a little closer, and I see he's really taking his opportunity and really wanting to separate himself from the rest. You know, sometimes there comes a point in everybody's career, if there's a singer that's part of a group and you just want to kind of separate yourself, that first opportunity you kind of get to separate yourself, they normally take it, you know what I mean? And I think that's what Charlo doing. He's looking at what's going on with his brother, and he's like, okay, well, my brother's down right now. He's going through what he's going through. He's got to kind of get himself together. Then he's looking at what's going on with Earl. Earl just received the beating of the century. And so by Earl just receiving the beating of the century, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, he's gone now. So he's looking around and he's not seeing nobody that can really be the face of Texas. Because like I always say, fight fans, Texas is the place. It is the market. It is the market of markets. It is the biggest state. It is the biggest market to grab as far as boxing is concerned. So Texas is golden. You become the golden child of Texas. Trust me, you are on the list of a whole lot of promoters. There's a whole lot of promoters that's going to be ringing up your phone. Texas is just like that. You know what I mean? The boxing fanfare that go down in Texas, yeah, the way they normally support. I mean, the gargantuan size of it is almost, if you can get them on your side, bro, imagine your pay-per-view should do pretty good when you come from Texas. And so I look at it at Charlo's like, look, man, I'm making a play for Texas. Y'all see the video where I see some of y'all making fun of me out there, talking about, say, yo, he's looking for love. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is, bro. He's looking for love. He's looking for, if he beats Canelo, he's thinking that, look, I am going to become the man. And you look back at Charlo, bro, biting everybody's heads off, cussing everybody out, jumping in everybody's faces. It's entertaining as hell. I think now is the time for him to start doing it at the very least right before the fight. Maybe he can get a few more buys with that shit. But Charlo is looking at this like, look, the buys are baked in, man. Canelo's people going to be there. And I'm trying to win people over. And me being Charlo over the years has only scared people off. They don't want to mess with him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, so he ain't getting no endorsements. He ain't getting no love. No love, no endorsements, no nothing. So he looking like, look, man, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and be nice this time around. And if I beat this dude, guess what, man? I'm absorbing all that shit. That's what I think he thinking. Will it work? Your guess is better than mine. We'll see in the end if he's successful. You know what I mean? But I think that's what he's thinking about. That's the only thing that will even make sense. And that's just giving him a little bit of cover, fight fans, to be honest with you. I know a lot of y'all out there like, yo, man, I'm not buying that, man. Like, bro, he's acting too nice. When it come to Crawford, he called Crawford everything but a child of God. When it come to everyone else, he's all in their face, biting their faces off. But when it comes to Canelo, it doesn't seem like he has that aggressive energy. Maybe he's concerned about the fight. And I say, nah, I think he's just honestly making a play for marketing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, everybody, as you're coming on in, man, do the homie a favor. Hit that thumbs up, man. Muhammad Tola, what's up, my G? Hope all is well out there, champ. I see you in the house. What's up, man? Salute, man. I am so relieved that you're doing We Talking Boxing before this fight because I didn't want to have to send people to find you. I'm glad we avoided that, brother. Nah, I had to get on record. I wasn't going to do that, Muhammad Tola. Had to get on record, man. Had to get on record with this one, man. So let's see here, man. So should we do the Canelo thing first, or should we go to the Steven Espinoza stuff first? Which one y'all want to hear first? I mean, you know what, fight fans, we already kind of like starting this Canelo stuff, so let's roll with it right there. Let's go into this real quick, man. So first and foremost, I respect what Charlo is doing. You know what I mean? I respect what Charlo is doing. Him going after this to be great. and let's call it for what it is, fight fans. If he beats Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds, and I know y'all may say, yo, main man, it depends on the level of domination or how he looks in this fight, but he's going to have a serious argument for number one pound for pound, and I'm gonna be honest about that. He goes up and beat Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds, especially in dominant fashion. The man got an argument, bro. Canelo is currently undisputed, right? So Canelo got a whole bunch of belts, fight fans. If Charlo goes up there and does this gives him an argument. It gives an argument, and then we will have to all put the chips on the table. Of course, y'all know I love to see my main man Bud Crawford number one. He's been number one for so many years. I done lost count and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a firm believer that, you know, pound for pound ain't always meant for you to hold for your entire career. There could be fighters that come along and just surpass you and do things that can outdo you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Charlo once again went all the way up there, knocked out Canelo, slept Canelo, shut it out Canelo, 12-0. Hey, man, we going to have to put the chips on the table, champ. We going to put the chips on the table for sure and see, has anyone done anything like that, moved up 2 classes and wiped out an undisputed champion. That's crazy. That's equivalent to, and this is being honest, if I could think of that's equivalent to well, Terence is at 47, so that's literally equivalent to a Gervonta Davis moving up and stopping Terence Crawford, or that's equivalent to a Devin Haney moving up and stopping Terence Crawford. Like that's the same equivalency. And so I look at it from that standpoint, and I say, Slim, he got an argument. If he is dominant versus Canelo Alvarez, the argument is there, man. I see my man Mike Rhyme just pulled on up in here. Mike, I see you, homie. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. So let me just get that out the way right there, man. But I respect what Charlo is doing. I honestly, y'all know my position. I really wish the natural order of things would have played out, such as, you know, Charlo versus Crawford. And of course, Canelo versus Benavidez and so on and so forth. But we got what we got, so we're going to have to roll with it like that. No need to complaining about it at this point. The fight is just tomorrow, fight fans. So no need to complain about it no more at this point. Now, the thing is, man, Charlo got a good chance in this fight. I'm definitely, I'd say an uphill battle, but still a good chance. Going up to 168 pounds is not going to be easy for Charlo. I don't care what his walk around weight is or whatever his natural weight is. Fighting weight, going up 2 weight classes, I ain't gonna say never, but it's a lot of cases. It's more cases than not where it don't normally work out so well. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. But I just think he got a real uphill battle. My main man, Mr. All Hell Breaks Loose, is up in here. What's up, champ? Yo, main man, salute. I'm not confident that Charlo gets it done tomorrow, but he is plus 330, plus 1,000 to stop Cinnamon. Might have to fuck with it. Say less, bruh. Let's go there, man. I'm glad you brought that up, bro. Let's go there, bro. Let's pull up the betting odds real quick, man. Let's just take a look at the betting lines and see how the bettors are feeling about this fight, man. Put it right here on your screen, fight fans. Booyah. Let's make sure everything is good. Yeah, y'all rolling with me. So let's take a look at over here at DraftKings, Canelo versus Jermell Charlo, man, and these betting lines and see what we working with. Currently, right now, we got Canelo Alvarez coming in as the heavy favorite. That number has increased since the last time I took a look at this. He's sitting at minus 475, man. Damn. Charlo is sitting at plus 350. I mean, how many of y'all are believers, man? Y'all want to take the opportunity, try to win a couple dollars? You try to win a couple dollars. I mean, if y'all think that Charlo can maybe sneak in there and use his athleticism, maybe Derrick James can provide the magic game plan. He sure enough didn't get that shit to Errol Spence Jr. But maybe he can go in there and do that, man. But if you feel like that, yo, this is a good opportunity for you to win a couple dollars, because Charlo is sitting at plus 350, just like the fam just said, man. As far as total rounds, look like most of the money is going on over 10.5 rounds. So minus 290 to plus 200 to the plus 10 to under 10.5 rounds. Wow. So most people are thinking this is going towards a decision. I would think if you're saying over 10.5 rounds, most people believe that this may lead to a decision. Funny. Let's see what the fight outcomes looking like, fight fans. Let's scroll down a little bit. Canelo Alvarez by decision or technical decisions sits at -110. That's where the money is going. That's where the money is going for Canelo as far as fight outcome. Decision. That's fine. No one believe that Canelo going to stop Charlo? Canelo Alvarez by knockout, TKO, or DQ plus 185. I don't know. I think I'd probably bet with the draw myself, but no. It's going to be really close. As far as the draw sits at plus 2,000. Is that a bad bet? The draw? Is that plus 2,000 a bad bet, fight fans? I don't know. Jermell Charlo by decision or technical decision sits at plus 550. Whoa. If Charlo's going to beat Canelo, I think the chances are, get out of here. The chances are it's going to more than likely be by decision. That sits at plus 550. Another good opportunity to win some money, fight fans. And for those who don't understand betting, the way this all works, when you are in a plus, you win. If you bet $100, you win your 100 back plus the number that says. So you will win plus 550. If you see a minus, you have to put this amount up just to win $100. So you will have to put up at least $110 just to win your 110. Just to win $100. Your 110 and $100. So it's a higher risk. So once again, man, Jermell Charlo sitting at plus 550 for the technical decision. Damn. As far as Jermell Charlo by knockout, TKO, or DQ, no one believes it. Plus 1,100. Damn. Nobody believe that Charlo stopping this man. Let's keep going, fight fans. Alternate fight outcomes. Canelo by knockout sitting at plus 550. Not a lot of money pouring in on Canelo knocking out Charlo neither. Canelo Alvarez by TKO. Look at that. Still in the pluses. Canelo Alvarez by DQ is at plus 10,000. Damn. Canelo Alvarez to win by UD plus 125. So no one believes much that he's going to dominate Charlo neither. So what we got? No. Look, split is a plus 900. So no, the more people do believe in the UD. No one believes in the split. Damn. Plus 900 for Canelo Alvarez split decision? Ooh, that's not a bad bet right there, man. It's not the worst. I don't know, fight fans would say y'all. Not the worst. Let me see something here. Yeah, I can put my chat up here too. Yeah, not the worst, man. Not the worst. Muhammad Ahmatola says, yo, can Mel have the mental discipline and the patience to do what needs to be done, or will his emotions get the best of him? But he better bottle him up, man. He better keep it tight. He better keep his emotions together. And most importantly, man, hopefully the nerves. I know he's been on some big stages. Don't know if he's been on the stage quite this big once that Canelo crowd shows up. But at the end of the day, man, yeah, I mean, he's got to use his experience, keep it together. Don't go in there acting uncharacteristic, trying to knock Canelo Alvarez's head off. Take his time, stay focused at all times, because Canelo do got the kind of power that can equalize that fight. So just be careful. You got to be on his best shit, man. Real spill, you know what I'm saying? But let's keep on going back to this real quick, man. Let's see here. Charlo to win by TKO is at a plus 1,800. Nobody believes it. Charlo to win by knockout, plus 2,800. Nobody believes it. Nobody believes that Charlo can stop Canelo. And no one really majorly believes that Canelo can stop Charlo. Very interesting. Look like the stoppages are really off the table for a lot of fans in this fight. Nobody believing in no stoppages. Jermell Charlo to win by unanimous decision sits at plus 850. That's not a bad bet. That's not a bad bet. Jermell Charlo by split decision, fight fans. Which anybody would think that if you're going to give a decision to Charlo in this fight, given that Canelo is Canelo, it will more than likely be a split. Even if he won it by a comfortable amount of rounds for a unanimous decision, more than likely that unanimous decision is still going to get busted down to a split decision. That shit's still sitting at plus 2,000. Shit, you can get paid real good off that. Not bad. As far as the rounds are concerned, given that there's no stoppages going to happen, no one really believes in the stoppages. Yeah, as you can see, not a lot of money has been poured in on the rounds. Everything is at the high pluses. Look at this. Fans are not believing in a knockout in this fight. at all. Look at this. Canelo Alvarez, a decision or technical decision, sits at -110. Fans are not believing in no knockouts. They don't believe that Canelo can do nothing in no rounds. Look at this. Plus 2,500s, 2,000s, 1,800s. That means ain't nobody betting on the rounds. That means that no one believes in the stoppage. The lowest number that we see up here, which is a plus 1,600. That's 8 and 9. Ain't nobody believing that. As far as Charlo, look at this. No one believes in no rounds. The fight ends in none of these rounds. Look at them. Look at that, fight fans. So everyone believes that this is going to the scorecards. And if that is the case, it's going to really be a more uphill battle for Charlo on the scorecards. Interesting. So that's just a quick sneak peek, fight fans, of some of the betting odds, man, for the upcoming fight right here, man. I'm looking forward to this fight, bro. But, wow, nobody believes in a Charlo nor a Canelo stoppage. And it seems to me that most of the money is being poured in on Canelo Alvarez for a decision. What say y'all, fight fans? What say y'all? Blind Faith, salute to you. She says, salute, main man. Jamal showed up for his brother, Charlo. Yeah, that's cool. Charlo, 10 to 11th round. I thought that was cool, man. And I like what I'm seeing for Jamal as far as what's going on with him and Roy Jones. We know that his brother's out there basically being rehabilitated by Roy Jones, man. They out there doing a lot of fishing, and, you know, he's keeping Jamal Charlo away from all of the noise, man. And I hope it works out for him, man. I'm pulling for Jamal Charlo. I always say it, bro. He is my favorite Charlo, you know what I mean? So I'm rooting for Jamal to get himself together, and hopefully he kind of makes it back to his feet, you know? Mike says, yo, he has to get Canelo into the deep waters and punish him to the body early. Hey, Mike, you are a boxing mind, my G. I could not argue with none of that you just said. As a matter of fact, you already know I got the keys, homie. I got the keys, you know what I mean? Let's go there. Let's do Charlo first, though. Let's do Charlo's keys first, fight fans. And these are some of the keys to victory that I think that Charlo going to have to do in order to be successful in tomorrow's fight. Now, let's start off first and foremost. I think that Charlo is going to have to stand his ground early. What do I mean? I know you may say, yo, main man, Canelo Alvarez can punch. Canelo Alvarez is 2 weight classes up, main man. Are you sure that you want Charlo standing his ground early? Now, when I say stand your ground, I don't mean that just you willy-nilly just sit there and you stand right there in front of Canelo. That's not what I'm saying, fight, and look all like some stupid robot with your feet stuck in the mud. When I mean stand your ground, I'm talking about more so lateral movement, side to side. Lateral movement, you know what I mean? Giving hard shots on Canelo, not being on the back foot, not backtracking too much, because that is exactly the posture that Canelo Alvarez would love to have Charlo in. Charlo he's got to use that lateral movement and use hard shots early. Working behind his jab, not getting sucked into a single shot, single jab here, single jab there type thing, fight fans. Nah, he can't do nothing like that. He's got to be giving good hard right hands early, giving a good, working behind his jab, giving a good hard right hand behind it, moving laterally, not backwards, not staying retreating, not being able to get no pepper on your shots, not allowing Canelo Alvarez to just walk you down. That's the posture that Canelo Alvarez thrives in. Don't give him the environment that he thrives in. That's the problem. Billy Joe Saunders did all of that talking out of his mouth, man. Ran his mouth, and the whole time he showed up and did exactly what Canelo likes to do and went straight to the back foot. He stood his ground early, a little bit early, but more so straight to the back foot. You go to that back foot, Canelo Alvarez know he got you. You go to that Bivol fight. Bivol didn't stay on that back foot. He started to realize, I'm going to put volume punching on Canelo Alvarez as he's trying to come to the inside. Bivol was moving laterally. Now, sometimes he was getting pushed to the ropes. Canelo's pressure is just that. It's real good pressure. But for the most part, Bivol started standing his ground, moving laterally, and putting a lot of volume punching on Canelo Alvarez early. But that's part of his skill set. And that's something that Charlo can do. But the thing that concerns me so much about that early is that Charlo gets sucked into these single shot, single jab things he likes to do. And you got to be in a combination puncher on Canelo Alvarez. Mr. All Hell Breaks Loose says, main man, fun fact, Bivol was a plus 350 underdog against Canelo also. Oh, really? Think lightning gonna strike twice, homie? Think lightning gonna strike twice? Shoot, I don't know. That might be an omen right there. Shit, if it's the same exact number, that might be an omen. I don't know, bro. Hey, man, I'm superstitious like that when it come to gambling, bro. You better watch out, man. That might be a little omen. Salute to my homie KP from KC5, man. Canelo gonna stop him, bruh. He says, yo, he eats too many left hooks. You think Charlo eats too many left hooks? Oof. You might be right on that, bro. I've been peeping that too, man. I went back and watched that Castano fight, KP from KC5. That's the one that made me go, man. That's that. I look at the Castano fight and I see a lot of signs in that fight that really worry me for Charlo. Really worries me for Charlo. Salute to Keisha Sellers, just pulling on in. I think that Charlo got to be first, everybody. He has to be first. Being first allows you to dictate, you know what I mean? Being first allows you to dictate the pace and how that fight is going to kind of be playing out early. I need him to be first. I need him to be blinding Canelo with different shots. He's got to be blinding Canelo. Keep a shot in Canelo's face. Don't give him clear vision to see exactly the target that he wants to hit. Be first. Keep him occupied. Make him weave through the trees. But be first. Don't be reactionary versus Canelo Alvarez. I think that Charlo needs to use his height and reach, everybody. He has to use his height and reach to stay away from Canelo Alvarez's body shots. That's going to be key. Don't fight short versus Canelo. I do not suggest that. I do suggest that he fights tall. He's the taller fighter. He's the longer fighter. I do suggest that he should come in here fighting tall. Basically, like I said, to stay away from the body shots more so of Canelo Alvarez more than anything. What say y'all? What say y'all? Canelo may be great, but he will fall in 8, says Tony Black. Look at him with a little, he got his little rhyme with that shit. That shit Jai came off Jai Sweet. Canelo might be great, but he gonna fall in 8. That's some old Ali style shit, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, that'll be something. If that's the case, then Charlo gonna be great right after. KP from KC5, he forced short notice against Castano. That's how he fights, bro. Yeah, man, but it's like, man, that punching down, it's like, and he was so hesitant in that fight, man, that he can't do that versus Canelo. His jab became hesitant. His jab became cautious. And on top of all of that, I mean, I almost looked at his fitness like down the stretch. He was kind of huffing and puffing. Maybe that weight crunch was doing something to him in that fight. I don't know if he was nursing an injury, but it was real. He was real inaccurate and just real hesitant in that fight. And I didn't understand that, you know. And I think, honestly, maybe he has a thing with punching down. But I hope not, because all of those things can cost him versus Canelo Alvarez. But use your height and reach, bruh. Use your height and reach to stay away from those body shots and make Canelo start the lunge if you can. Combination punching. Use combos. Combination punching, keep him blinded. That is very important. Do not get sucked into a single jab and then move. Single jab and then move. When you do that, it's just going to be a matter of time before Canelo times it. You can't just single jab Canelo Alvarez. That's something you cannot do. You have to be willing to trade at times. You have to be willing to give off combination punching. At range, preferably, so you can watch out for his counter punching or his body shots. Bivol was putting combinations on him from the outside. Canelo couldn't touch him. The only time that Canelo can really touch Bivol is whenever Bivol would back himself into a corner or back himself into the ropes. But most of the point, Bivol was kind of wearing him out from the outside, doing what he wanted to do with combination punching, using the height and reach. Keeping Canelo occupied. Canelo got to weave through them trees to make sure he's within range to let off big shots. But he can take a lot of punches can be got off on Canelo before that moment comes for him. That's the key. You have to keep him busy. North-south punching, fight fans. What I mean by north-south punching, basically mixing it up, upstairs, downstairs. You cannot get sucked into a normal pattern with Canelo Alvarez because once again, he'll be using pressure to walk you down, looking to get your rhythm and looking to get your timing. So you have to keep him mixed up. You have to keep him in the mix. North-south punching is key. And not to mention, hit Canelo to the body. Take some of that wind out of his sails. But north-south punching is very, very key for Charlo fight fans. You know what I'm saying? Akbar, what's up, fam? He says, yo, man, no matter what, Charlo needs to land hard shots all night long, especially early, bro. Especially early, because making Canelo more active and work more early then when Canelo's going to look to turn up in those mid rounds, that turn up is only going to be but so much because so much was taken out of him in those early rounds. Canelo normally fights comfortable against a lot of guys, walking behind his double jab, maybe looking to throw a right or that lead left hook that he likes to throw. You know, and he normally does it at his own comfortable pace because a lot of guys are on the back foot. You have to occupy him early. See, in the Floyd fight, he couldn't touch Floyd. He couldn't find Floyd. You know what I'm saying? And it debilitated him going down the stretch. In the Bivol fight, same thing. And Floyd kept a lot of activity on him. Whether it was, playing peekaboo with him, touching him with the jab and then getting out of there, making Canelo have to find him. Then, Floyd inching closer and closer, touching with the jab, then get out of there. Canelo got to run and find him. But that's making Canelo work. And then, round 7, round 8, round 9. Nah, man, Canelo is huffing and puffing. Canelo's defense is taking a hit. Some more shit because he spent so much early. Canelo, in my opinion, still has an issue with stamina. The only thing is now is that he hides it very well because a lot of fighters are scared to go kind of toe-to-toe with him early. And he knows that. So what he does is he fights at his own pace until he's ready to kick it up in those mid to late rounds. He doesn't gas himself out no more. And that's mainly because everyone's in a retreating posture. They have a problem with Canelo's power. You know what I mean? Mr. All Hell Breaks Loose says, let's take a moment and recognize that this fight as the duck of the year. Yeah, man. Hey, look, I'm not going to take my eye off the ball knowing that, hey, Charlo and Crawford and Benavidez and Canelo. You know what I'm saying? That should have been happening. That should have been happening. And it would have been coming at a great time, bro. Think about it. Crawford out here looking for somebody to fight. I mean, well, I ain't going to say looking for somebody to fight. I take that back. Ain't no telling what's going to happen between Crawford and Spence. Spence needs time, should I say. Well, it would have been great to see Crawford go up there and try his hand versus Charlo. And then if it didn't work out, then him and Spence could have picked it back up. Whatever. Or David Benavidez and Canelo. I don't trust Canelo pushing David Benavidez to the very end of the deal if we get to fight. Nah, bro. I don't trust none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust none of that. But most importantly, fight fans, and I'm going to get to my point on this, I don't know how much I trust Showtime on all of this. And I'm going to get to that point very, very soon. I don't know how much I trust Showtime in all of this. What I think Showtime is attempting to do, I think Showtime is attempting to keep a lot of food on their plate for next year's budgets. Making sure that they are picked up again in boxing, making sure that they stay in the business of boxing because you got to give them something for next year. Fights like Benavidez and Canelo, fights like Crawford and Spence, well, man, that makes the budgets roll on in now, don't it, fight fans? Anyway, we getting back to this fight. Stay active early, fight fans. That is very key for Charlo. He must be active, man. Bernard Hopkins says as the fight go on, he feels as though it's going to favor more Charlo. That don't happen if he's not active early. That don't happen if he's getting in there, jabba-dabba doing, moving and jabbing and moving, backing himself in the corners, backing himself in the ropes. And as you can see on my last key right there, stay off the ropes and stay out the corners. You get into some shit like that, brother, it's just going to be a matter of time. That's the cosmetics of Canelo's fights. They back in the ropes. They back in the corners. They stuck to a jab. They in retreat mode most of the fight, in the second half of the fight, mainly because they were not willing to stay active with him enough early. And now Canelo is much stronger than you going down that stretch. Stay off the ropes and stay out the corners. Castano kept fucking Charlo up. Basically, every time that Charlo got caught on the ropes, he ate a big shot. He was just eating shots. His defense was taking the hit left and right. Charlo doesn't have the best head movement in the world. He likes to prefer his defense with keeping his gloves on the side of his face like this. Use a little bit of upper body movement, but his head movement is not the greatest. It's not the greatest, in my opinion. He does not need to get caught up on ropes and corners. All of his advantages go out the window. Height advantage, speed advantage, any advantage that he think he may have goes out the window. He gets caught on the ropes and in corners, fight fans. Charlo sticks to these keys to victory. I believe that he has a very, very good chance of defeating Canelo Alvarez. What say y'all? Salute to my homie Mitch Hennessy up in here, man. I see you, homie. Salute to you. Salute to Bandelli. Bandelli, what's up, fam? Bam. Hope all is well, man. He said, yo, Charlo ducked Zoo. Oh, man. Yeah, well, I can't call the Zoo fight a duck. I'll say it's more so Charlo is going after an opportunity right here. I mean, this is the Canelo opportunity. You can't say he going after Canelo and he ducked Zoo. I like Zoo, and I think Zoo is doing some good stuff. But you can't say he ducked Zoo to go fight Canelo. That don't make that duck. Now, if you want to say he ducked Crawford, that's something different. You know what I'm saying? But I can't say he ducked Zoo to go fight Canelo. Canelo is, to me, a harder challenge. Yeah, it's a bigger bag, but it's also a golden opportunity. And I cannot blame Charlo on that front. But I hear what you're saying, fam. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, see, Mr. All Hell Breaks Loose came right behind me with it, man. Yeah, I can't take that. KP from KC5, Charlo keeps his head on the line. Brother, that's what I was just saying, man. His head movement, in my opinion, could use a bit of work, some adjustment. He likes to keep his hands on the side of his face as his defense. And I just don't think that's going to work too well for him if he gets caught up on the ropes or if he gets caught up in corners. That's going to be something that's going to be bad for him. So let's take a look over here for Canelo, fight fans. Let's see what keys that we got for Canelo Alvarez. Keys to victory. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Canelo Alvarez's keys to victory right here, fight fans. What do we think that Canelo should do in order to be victorious in this fight? Well, first off, you counter the single jabs. As y'all know earlier, that's what I was just speaking about, how Charlo gets sometimes caught into these single jabs and these single shots where he just flicks one jab and then kind of moves, or flicks one jab and then semi-admires his work. He does that a lot, you know what I mean? And if he gets sucked into this fight, you counter. Canelo needs to counter that ASAP. Counter to the body, left hook to the body, counter overhand rights. I think that Charlo also is very susceptible to overhand rights. I seen somebody say left hook earlier. I see him getting touched a lot with overhand rights. And I think that his jab can be countered over top of by the way that Canelo punches. He throws his overhand rights. He puts a lot into those overhands when Canelo throws them. And I think that the jab can be countered with a solid right hand all night long. All night long. But if Charlo gets caught into single shots, and he doesn't want to be a combination puncher, you take them single shots and you use them to your advantage and get the timing down and start to counter them. Use effective pressure. Canelo Alvarez is not that great of a fighter on the back foot. He's very, very vulnerable on the back foot. Hence why you see him now applying so much pressure. On the back foot, Canelo is a sad puppy. Sad puppy. The saddest I've ever seen Canelo look on the back foot is when Floyd started to back his ass up. Y'all, you go back to that fight, man, when Floyd started to back him up, and you just seen a sad facial expression on Canelo's face, man. Sad. And when he gets on the back foot, he's so ineffective. He throws a lot of haymakers. He's so inaccurate. He's getting beat to the punch. His defense takes a hit. He's not Canelo on the back foot. He needs to stay on that front foot and apply effective pressure. Not jumping in recklessly, running into shots, effective pressure. Inching your way forward, keep cutting that ring off properly, hard shots once you get within range. Use upper body movement. Canelo's upper body movement, in my opinion, took a hit over the years. He used to be solid at this upper body movement. It used to be one of the best part of his game. He used to move at a rhythm. But since his legs kind of took a hit over time, or should I say his knees, it seems like his upper body movement is not what it used to be. Right after the Floyd fight, that was the number one adjustment that he made to his game. I think Floyd taught him, you need better upper body movement. So when he went out there versus fighters like Laura, and when he started getting there with guys like Angulo and the rest of those dudes he started fighting, Cotto, his upper body movement was crackerjack. Like he was fighting on a rhythm. Now it's kind of like with age, with wear and tear, it's not as good as it once was. But he definitely still needs to use his upper body movement to stay out of the way of Charlo's jabs and big shots. For sure. Invest in the body often. We know that Canelo Alvarez likes to step in with left hooks to the body. Beautiful left hooks to the body. Stay right there. Charlo don't like it much to the body. You get inside of Charlo's wheelhouse like Castano did. Charlo, I don't know. He don't institute a lot of grabs. He wants to kind of move at the waist, duck up under shots, keep his hands close to his face. Look, man, invest in the body often. Chop Charlo down. Charlo is moving up in weight. He's putting on new muscle or new weight. We'll see what, we'll say new muscle though. It's going to be a surprise to Charlo on how he feels in round 8 and round 9 as opposed to what he was doing at 154. He's at 68 now. That weight is going to get very heavy on him in those later rounds. An investment into the body, fight fans, might just speed that up. You know what I'm saying? Might just speed that up. Invest in that body often. Overhand right is key. This is what I was saying a little earlier. I think that Charlo is a little susceptible to the overhand rights. I think overhand right is definitely key, especially if he's overly jabbing. Overhand rights is certainly key. Uppercuts on the inside, fight fans. If it becomes close quarters, especially in the middle of the ring, Charlo is a taller fighter. He's towering over Canelo. Canelo throws a beautiful uppercut, a left hook, a left uppercut. Beautiful uppercut. Beautiful uppercut. I think you use that a lot on the insides. Most importantly, force exchanges. The reason that Brian Castano was so successful versus Charlo in a lot of cases, because he didn't make it a boxing match. He forced a lot of exchanges, and Charlo was so inaccurate, especially in that first fight. So inaccurate, couldn't really land as flush as he wanted to on Castano. And in those exchanges, Castano was winning a lot of them. And I think in this case, Canelo can be perceived as the bigger puncher. So you want to force those exchanges to use your power the most in those exchanges. Mike said, Laura had Canelo looking a mess after the fight. Yeah, but you got to give Canelo credit for taking that style. I thought that Laura should have edged that fight out personally, but his upper body movement had improved dramatically, especially going down the stretch in that fight, you know what I mean? As opposed to the Floyd fight that had just came right before it. I thought that was the lesson that he learned. You know what I mean? And that's the reason probably he felt so confident to go into the Laura fight, because he felt as though, look, now I know what I have to do to go in there and beat that style, that mobility style. And what did he do? He used his upper body movement. He started cutting the ring off, hitting Laura to the body, you know what I'm saying? And the refs supposedly saw it Canelo's way. I thought Laura put enough in the bank, though. I thought Laura put enough in the bank till he should have got the nod, but whatever, you know what I mean? But force those exchanges, dog. You got to force those exchanges, man. And stay off the back foot, last but not least. Stay off the back foot. Like I said, man, he's not the same fighter on the back foot. Stay off the back foot. Very vulnerable on the back foot. Defense goes down levels on the back foot. He gets touched up way too many punches can be put on him when he's on the back foot. And so if he goes on the back foot, that's what Charlo should shine. So if I'm Canelo Alvarez, I'm the bigger puncher, I'm the bigger man. This dude's coming up 2 weight classes. I'm going bully style. bully style, making my way to the inside, working behind the jab, you know what I'm saying, coming in with good combination punching, most importantly, investing to the body and proving to him that I am the bigger puncher. Canelo's going to definitely have to get Charlo's respect, but I think that Charlo already is going to enter this fight with a lot of respect already built in for Canelo. Hopefully that doesn't make Charlo too hesitant in those early rounds, because if it do, it's gonna be a wrap. It's not gonna be good. And in the Brian Castano fight, way too much respect in those early rounds. Way too much respect. Way too much. And it's not to take nothing away from Castano. I know Castano can punch, but bro, the way he showed Castano in that first fight, that level of respect in those early rounds, and the way he just kept being in retreat mode versus Castano, that's real telling. He going in like that versus Canelo, bro. That's a problem. That's a problem. Salute to Thinkers Think, man. Salute to your fam. Salute to you. I seen your comment a little early, and we about to move on to that Espinoza talk real soon, Thinkers Think. Salute to your champ. Mitch Hennessy says, yo, Charlo gotta be mean in this. Yeah, especially early. Especially early. He definitely gotta be mean. I really believe that if Canelo can stick to these keys of victory, fight fans, that he can be successful. You know what I'm saying? Real spiel. So now the way I think that the fight is going to go, I think that the fight is going to go a little something like this. Even in the second Brian Castano fight, the one that Charlo won, even then, it still was a lot of hesitation early, bro. I don't like that. When Charlo seems like he got a ton of respect for you, it almost changes his game to a certain degree. Like, he didn't have respect for Tony Harrison, right? So when we seen how emotional he went in there trying to take off Tony Harrison's head until he got outboxed by Tony Harrison, he realized that, oh, well, I guess this guy's is better than I thought he was. And he started to respect Tony Harrison, and he slowed it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like when he got a certain level of respect for you, it kind of, I don't know if he goes in there and overthinks, man. And I just can't get that out of my mind, that whole how he started versus Castano. He could have, honestly, I thought he was leaps and bounds better than Castano, but he didn't apply that because of what he thought of Castano or the respect level that he had for Castano. And that just sits on my mind, everybody. You know what I mean? It just sits right there. And I just can't get over how much admiration and respect that he shows Canelo. And I think he believes that Canelo is a super top-notch fighter, and that may change a lot about Charlo. That's what I'm afraid. That's what I'm afraid of. So I'm going to say that Charlo comes out. And unfortunately, as much as I want to believe that he don't, I think that he does get sucked into single jabs. And I think that's going to be, and I think he falls in love with the single jab. And all along, to be honest with you, it could be like a typical Canelo fight. I think Charlo gets sucked into the single jabs, not willing to get into the trenches with Canelo early. Not willing to be busy enough. And truth be told, I think he gets sucked into a single jab fight with Canelo's coming forward, landing hard shots early, single shots of his own, but more so invest into the body. And I think in the mid to late rounds, Charlo's going to be tremendously slowed down by Canelo Alvarez. I think that Charlo is he may take chances mid to late. He will have better stamina than a lot of Canelo's probably former opponents, knowing what we know of Charlo at 54. But I think he gets sucked into these single shots, man. I think Canelo starts to walk him down. I think that he may have a couple rounds of success early, but he's not going to be able to maintain. I think Canelo invests early to the body, starts to chop Charlo down, makes the fight much more close quarters by the mid rounds, roughly about round 6. We're looking at a close quarters fight, maybe round 7. I think Canelo's walking, covering the real estate, getting all up in Charlo's wheelhouse. I think Charlo's not going to be able to deal with the punching power of Canelo Alvarez as well. I think that he thinks that he can, but I don't think that he's going to be able to deal with it, especially in round 7 and 8. And I think it's going to make Charlo retreat even more. I think that we get a unanimous decision win from Canelo Alvarez. due to the different levels of punching power, due to Charlo just honestly, for the most part, just not being, in my opinion, trustworthy enough to know that what I seen in the Brian Castano first fight, that he would rise beyond that version of himself. Because I do think that he had a certain level of respect and admiration for Brian Castano. And I think that changes Charlo. I think that he brought in his coach Guzman for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I think they're working on being a jabbing movers. I think that's what they've been working on. And what I think that he gets sucked into a traditional Canelo Alvarez fight. And that's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. I think the weight gain is gonna affect the mid to late. Mid to late, the weight gain is definitely gonna affect him. So I think we get a UD. We're looking at about an 8-4. We're looking at about an 8-4, 9-3 fight for Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion. I think that Canelo Alvarez's power is going to be a main deterrent for Charlo. Charlo's going to be punched harder than he's ever been punched in his entire career. Charlo's not going to be wanting to just run up on Canelo. He's going to have to try to soften him up by outboxing. It's the same thing that Daniel Jacobs got caught up in. Remember how Jacobs and Canelo went. Jacobs is a good puncher. Remember what he did to Peter Quillen and everybody else. But when he got in there versus Canelo, he turned into a jabber mover. He turned into a hesitant guy, a dude who wasn't too sure about himself, didn't want to do too much trading with Canelo. And we know Daniel Jacobs to be a puncher. But he got sucked into a traditional Canelo Alvarez style fight because the different levels of power, and especially mid to late. Jacobs was a fighter moving up. Canelo had already kind of been fighting bigger, been mixing it up like that. But I think we're going to get something similar to that, to what we had versus Jacobs versus Canelo. And Jacobs came in big. Jacobs came in big on Canelo. Didn't matter. He wasn't to sit down much late in those late rounds. And I think that's what the same thing that happens to Charlo. I'm pulling for Charlo. I hope Charlo can prove me to be wrong. I hope Charlo can go in there and get the job did, make some history, make the Bud fight bigger or whatever else is in his future. I'm pulling for him. I respect the move. I ain't gonna say, to a certain degree as a boxing fan, you never know. But don't see it, bro. Surprise me. I hope I'm wrong. What say y'all? AP say, yo, bet on Canelo. Facts. For sure, JP. Hey, JP Mendez, you should have been had it, man. For sure. Thing says, yo, man, I'm trying to win some money, but I don't know who to bet on, bro. I'm going to roll with Canelo, bro. Like I said, some people may say Canelo's declining and they're going off that John Ryder fight and so on and so forth. Though I tease him over that John Ryder fight, John Ryder's a good fighter. John Ryder beat Daniel Jacobs. People forgot that. And not to mention, Canelo busted up John Ryder pretty good and put him on his ass. He might didn't finish him, but shit, he sure did a 20 times better job than what Daniel Jacobs did. So, y'all want to say that's a sign of declining? Not stopping John Ryder, but beating him pillar to post to a bloody pulp, dropping him in the whole 9 yards, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think that Canelo still got a lot of flair left in his punches. And he may be aging. He may not be the better mover that he once was. His upper body movement may have declined a lot for sure. But at the end of the day, he's still a big puncher, and he's still a good timing. He's a good counter puncher, and he got good timing on his punches. So he's still a decent fighter, and I think that he's going to be just a little bit too much for Charlo. Maybe if Jamel would have moved up the proper way, a long time ago, and maybe he was just getting to 168 after campaigning at maybe 160 for a few years, then that's something different. But to go from 54 to 68 and deal with this level of power, and to deal with this level of and not to mention Canelo's been fighting 75 pounders and talking about fighting cruiserweights, so him worrying about your punching power, well, I don't think he's really concerned much about that. It's not going to stop him from trying to walk you down. The question is, Charlo, are you going to prevent him from walking you down by standing in there, giving him hard shots, hard overhand rights, hard left hooks, hard shots to the body, combination punching, lateral movement, not retreating? Are you going to be willing to stand there in those first 4 to 5 rounds and give him some of that? That way he can't turn up. You take the turn up away from him. He can't turn up after going through so much activity in those early rounds. He can't turn up after being touched to the body. Or you stabbing him with that jab from the outside, watching out for the counter left hook. Stabbing him with that jab from the outside, moving, staying laterally, using your range and distance. He can't touch your body. But if you stand there and retreat, jabba-dabba-do, you gonna jabba-dabba your ass to a defeat, homie. Charlo is moving up 2 weight classes and has been all for 16 months. Yeah, that's a big deal. Al Heyman just signed Canelo to a 3-fight deal. You think about that they about to let their cash cow lose. Only way that Charlo could win is by knockout. Yeah, man, look. I ain't even the 16-month layoff. The 16-month layoff coming off of an injury, so on and so forth. Nah, man. Don't work that way. We just learned that from Errol Spence Jr. Don't work that way. You can't just lay off 16 months and think you're going to go in there against a top-name fighter and just be this guy, that guy. 16 months? That's a long-ass time, bro. Not to mention coming off of an injury, not looking, in my opinion, the greatest. Yeah, he stopped Castano, but like I said, I saw a lot of vulnerabilities there. And the fight before that, I just didn't understand it. Didn't understand it. AP says, yo, you ain't winning on the cards versus Canelo in Vegas. That's another thing. Uphill battle on the cards. Charlo gonna have to make this shit super clean if he was to ever get a nod on the cards. Look how clean Bivol had to make it. Bivol had to damn near dominate Canelo. Damn near. And he ain't really get his full just due in that fight. Nah, he had to damn near dominate Canelo. So Charlo, bro, you better go in there, go for a domination just to hope to pull out with a split decision. You feel me? So I'm going to roll with Canelo. I hope Charlo wins. I'm pulling for Charlo, but I just think that, like you just said, the 16-month layoff, the level of respect and admiration, all of that worries me for Charlo going into this fight. And I just think that, honestly, he's going to show way too much respect early, and that's going to be his undoing. That's going to be his undoing. I hope not, man. I hope he hears me, man, and I honestly hope he goes in there because he can. I don't know if he really applies himself. He got the skill set from what we know at 54. It's just that none of us believe that moving up 2 weight classes after 16 months off, bro. Nobody with a boxing mind would pick Charlo to win this fight, unless you're just saying like, bro, he's just gonna do the impossible. He's really Superman. He's really Iron Man Charlo. You know what I mean? It's a hard pick, bro. It's just so much against him. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. Let's push on, fight fans. I wanted to get that on wax, man. Thanks. Wanted to get that prediction on wax, man, because I didn't want to be too far behind the 8 ball on this, man. I'm a little pissed off I didn't cover this the way I really wanted to cover this leading up into the fight due to I kind of got busy this week, everybody. But my apologies on that, man. I wanted to drop out a couple more videos. And for those who missed it, man, yeah, I know both fighters that made the weight. I believe they both came in at 167.4. Allegedly, man. What's this new thing that they doing now where like they don't want to show the official weigh-ins no more? Y'all been peeping that they did that for Crawford and Spence. Now we see them doing it in this fight where they just come out and just tell you what the weight was. No one sees it. They keep it behind closed doors, and then they come out and do some ceremonial weigh-in like mid-afternoon. The weigh-in is already done, so they just doing it for the cameras when it's already done. What is that about? Like, that shit is real sus, bro. And I thought it was sus versus Crawford versus Spence, because look what that led to. Remember? Everybody coming on out, oh, Terence Crawford missed weight. He missed weight. He's overweight. What the hell? The whole time now, the narrative is now that Spence is the one that was struggling to make the weight. All because we really didn't see the weigh-in. We saw the ceremonial weigh-in where Spence came in at 147 on the dot. Not a 0.1, not a 0.2, not a nothing. Just 47 on the dot. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I guess they not gonna ruin these big fights because of no weigh-in. That's as simple as that. I think that's pretty much the answer right there, fight. they not gonna ruin no big fights for no damn weigh-ins. Let somebody coming in a pound overweight. If a lot of money has been invested into said fight or said event, hell nah, bro. They not gonna risk that weigh-in. You know what I mean? Mitch Hennessy says, yo, the inactivity is a problem, but he is a great athlete, much better athletically than Errol. Yeah, he's a good. I don't know about much better than Errol. I just know that for any fighter, no matter how athletic you are, ring rust is still real, and you can say he's athletic all day. You know what I mean? He may be the greatest wide receiver known to man, or the greatest running back we've ever seen. But fuck all that, bruh. You got ring rust. You got ring rust, and you can't, dog. You just can't discount full contact for 12 rounds. Not sparring. Not bringing in different sparring partners, sparring for 20-something rounds. No, a full-fledged fight. Nah, 16 months? Nah, bro. Nah. That's just against boxing logic. That's just against boxing logic. For what we all know of the fight game, I always say that. That's against boxing logic, bro. That just don't make sense. It just 16 months moving up 2 weight classes. You feel me? Even when we looking at Canelo Alvarez, as good of a puncher that he is, he going up to fight cruiserweights. We sitting there like, what? That don't even sound right. He caught Kovalev, but he caught Kovalev because Kovalev was just coming off of a long, grueling fight with Anthony Yard. He caught Kovalev at a real opportune time. That's how he was able to go up there and do that versus Kovalev. But even so much, moving up all of these classes like that, nah, man. If you don't got some sort of advantage baked in, nah, man. It ain't suggested. See, he moved up 1 and fought a real champ in Dimitri Bivol, where he didn't drain him to a catch weight, where he didn't catch him coming off no fights and all of this other shit, and he got totally embarrassed. Weight classes for a reason. And then you mixing moving up with inactivity. Nah, man. But I hear you, man. You know, I hear you. Hey, man, so let's push on. Hey, let's just mention, though, man, the undercard, man, my man Erickson Lubin going against Jesus Ramos, man. I'm looking forward to that fight too, man. And I like Lubin. I like Lubin to win. I wish Lubin could win, should I say. But if I'm going to have a pick, I'm going to have to go with Jesus Ramos, man. Lubin he's really been disappointing me with that chinny thing, man. And I'm starting to believe it now. You know what I mean? I can't take nothing away from his skills. He could be winning the fight. He can be up. He can be shining. I don't think I'm gonna believe in Lubin's chin no more, Joe. I mean, after what happened in the Fundora fight, after what happened in the Charlo fight, I don't know if I look at Lubin like he's skill crazy, bro. He's a when it comes on the skill thing, skill crazy. Good jab, good mover, good defense, everything. The whole 9 yards. But you can't train a chin. You could train everything, but you can't train a chin, fight fans. You can't train a chin. So I have no idea on what Erickson Lubin's chin would hold up in this fight. And I think that Ramos is a good puncher. And so I see it the same way. I think that it's a possibility in this fight. Erickson Lubin could be gliding, man. He could be cruising. And one shot can just equalize and change this fight. So I don't know, man. I like Ramos. Matter of fact, I don't really. I'm pulling for Lubin, but I don't know if he beats Ramos, bro. I really got I don't know. And I gotta say, Ramos has a real good chance on pulling this fight out. Don't know, fight fans. We'll say y'all. Who else we got on that, Joe? We got Ugas and Mario Barrios, right? I'm gonna go with Ugas in that fight. I think Mario Barrios is just like everybody's punching bag. I don't know, man. Mario Barrios, to me, just tough fight after tough fight after tough fight. No time to kind of recover. No time to kind of really get back into the let me rebuild myself category. Just tough fight after tough fight after tough fight. It's just letting me know he's just like everybody's punching bag. And I don't know, man. Maybe Ugas could be getting up there in age. Maybe Mario Barrios can revive his career and put himself in a different light by beating Ugas and take advantage of the fact that Ugas has been out of the ring for a nice little minute, coming off of an injury. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know, man. I honestly would like to see Barrios have some success for a change. But I think that Ugas is going to definitely pull that on out. You know what I mean? Damone, what's up, champ? Hope all is well, man. Salute, main man. DJ, Derrick James clearly said that he wanted Mel at 163, 164, and he didn't come in at that weight. Not a good sign. Mel gets stopped. And that's funny you say that, Damone. Oh, bruh. You just really, bro, you just fed into my whole idea now that he's really going to be a mover and a jabber. I ain't even hear Derrick James say he wanted him to come in that slim. 163, 164, that means you want him to move. You want him to be the slimmer, lean mover. You don't plan on having him do too much trading with Canelo Pops early on. I know that's risky, fight fans. I know it's risky. I know a lot of people will say, man, it's risky for him to trade early with him. No, it's not, bro. You have to take the win out of Canelo's sails. That is key. You cannot. Canelo conserves his power and stamina to the mid to late to the middle rounds now. That's what he wants to do. If you give him that at his pace, he will take that all day. Damn, Damone, damn. Well, if that's the case, maybe Charlo like, nah, man, I can't come in that lane, bro. I gotta try to hurt this man. I hope so, bro. I hope he stand on something, man. I hope he really do. I hope he stand on something, man. Damone says, yo, man, I'm taking Barrios over a 37-year-old long layoff Ugas. Could be. I think that Ugas, man, I just think that Barrios is just, I don't know. I just think that he's been brought along so wrong, and he's been in so many tough fights, bro. I just think he can be outboxed. Ugas has the potential to outbox him. I don't see nothing that Barrios can bring in his game that can really give Ugas any problems. I just don't see it. The jab, he's probably just as tall, if not taller than Ugas, if not bigger than Ugas. He's not the faster fighter. He's not a better counterpuncher. I don't see it, bro. I just think that Ugas, he's just better at everything that Barrios is. Maybe the layoff may affect him. Maybe the injury may affect him. But I just think that he's better at everything. There's nothing that Barrios do that's better than Ugas. You know what I'm saying? As crazy as that might sound. So let's keep pushing, fight fans. I don't want to be hanging out too late tonight, man. You know, and the phone lines is open if anybody want to call me up, man. Let me make sure the phone lines is definitely open. So if y'all want to ring me up, feel free. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to move on to talk a little bit about this real quick. And let me get myself out the way. I'm going to talk about this Steven Espinoza interview. And we heard what he had to say. So Steven Espinoza, fight fans. Steven Espinoza has been making the rounds, in which he's been kind of, speaking about the rematch and giving us an update on things that possibly that's going to be happening between Crawford and Spence. And clearly right now, and everybody, man, it's still a lot of uncertainty, in my opinion, with this situation. Hold on, stand by for a second. Look like we got our first call of the night. Stand by. Yes, sir. Oh, I know that's my man. That's my man, Damone, right there. Hold on, Damone. Hold on, champ. Let me get you on.
That guy's 29.
Hey, man, I hope Lenaz is good, man. I ain't seen your man on YouTube nowhere, bro. Like he's MIA everywhere. I think he gave up boxing, bro. I think we traumatized Lenaz, man. You think we traumatized him? You think we traumatized him, bro?
Hey, man. I just think he ain't the only one. There's a few of these guys out here, man. These guys, we call them. These guys.
I hate to say this. I hate to say it this way, though, Damone, but I don't really feel bad. You know what I'm saying? I really don't, man. Most of the time, I'll be like, yo, man, I feel bad for my boy. I don't really feel bad for none of them.
Maybe they come around for the rematch. For maybe if it's a rematch, maybe they. I don't even think they come around.
They come around if Earl wins. They come around if Earl wins.
Oh man,
let Earl win, bro. They'll be back.
And you know what? I'm gonna say something about Earl, man. I'm gonna give him a credit. I'm a fan now. I respect Earl. He didn't make no excuses. His fanboys did, but he didn't. He kept trying to get up in the fight, even though he was getting destroyed.
Yeah,
I respect that. And Earl's a man's man, man. He made the fight in spite of what Al Heyman and the crew, the team didn't want him to do. He did it anyway. So I respect him.
So how do you feel
he
about
this? He could have avoided that fight and would have really, he could have got through that fight. Nobody really, his fan base would have held him down.
So how do you feel about this rematch situation? Like, do you think that
I think it's pointless, man. It's pointless, man.
But
it's pointless.
Do you think that Crawford is right or wrong for his 47 stance?
What's in the contract?
Mm-hmm.
If Earl would have won, do you think he would have did the fight at 147 again? No, he went to 154.
True. It would have been on it. He would have did what he wanted.
The only thing Bud owes Errol is the rematch.
Facts. That's facts, bro. You know what? That's funny because he would have took Bud to a weight maybe he wasn't ready to go to yet.
Yeah.
That's
all
honest.
he owes him is the shot.
That's all he owes him is the shot, bro. That's
He's
it, and
the
that's all.
A-side now. He is the A-side, and Bud is the hottest name in boxing. Period. Over Canelo, Tank. You look at all these different platforms. Bud name comes up every day.
And where's this crap coming from that Canelo won't fight? But dog, the last I checked, Canelo said
he ain't sounding like it though.
Canelo said, look, if the people want it, he'll do it. He gave an interview and he was just like,
well, the people wanted Benavidez and he didn't do it. So what are we talking about?
You got a point there. You got a real good point there.
Well, he Benavidez for how long?
He
didn't do it. So
because he's scared of that fight.
And his Larry, what's the name? Lara. We wanted part 2. He didn't do it.
That's true too. That's true. That's very, very true, bro. I'm not gonna deny. Everybody been wanting Benavidez for a nice little while, and he still ain't did that. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. But he did say though if the people want it.
I think Bud it's a 50-50 fight against Canelo because Bud can move. Bud is smart. Bud can box. Bud got a 4-inch arm reach. Bud.
But let me ask you this:
boxer to me.
Can Charlo do that? Can Charlo do all of those things as well?
No, because Charlo gets sloppy out there. Charlo's sloppy in there.
Because if you say Charlo,
he's talented, but he's sloppy. I'm gonna tell you the biggest reason I think Charlo's gonna lose. He's too respectful. I don't like. I wanted the angry Charlo in this fight. Like you did all this talking throughout the years about Canelo, how you would beat him and didn't respect him. You get in the conference and you like a cub.
Yeah.
Like this is what we doing.
You think he gonna get on there?
Talking about how you look up to Canelo, you respect Canelo, you want to be like Canelo. What? What the fuck? What are we talking about, man?
I mean, do you think that's gonna play out in the fight? You think that he gonna get in there and get starstruck?
I think the biggest reason why I'm having to lose has nothing to do with the fight. He ain't right with his other half, bro.
Oh, you think he got some maybe domestic issues that's going?
No, I'm just talking about with his brother, man. This is the first fight he really ain't got his brother in his corner, man. I think that's a big thing, man. Them boys is twins, man. That's off, bro.
They feed off each other's energy. They kind of do feed off each other's energy.
Now, if Jamal would walk out with him, I would feel better about it, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And I don't like how Maul. He's been taking shots at Errol. He takes shots at his brother. If you listen to some of his interviews.
Yeah, but they've been doing that for years, man. Yeah, Maul been doing that.
He took a shot at Errol and All Access. He took a shot at Errol.
Oh, you said Mel. You mean Mel. You said Maul. That's why I'm like.
Yeah, Mel. He been taking shots at Maul and Errol, man. I'm like, what's up with this dude?
But see, that's what I was saying, man. I think he's trying to separate himself from the rest of them. Like if he beats Canelo, bro, they gonna shoot Charlo to a different stratosphere.
You don't have to shit on your brother at his worst moment.
I agree.
We're gonna give him that anyway. You don't have to say, "Hey, well, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do." At least I am.
Yeah,
bro,
I agree. Don't throw your brother under the bus. Man. He's done that shit before.
Then you say you will fight your brother for a certain amount of money. He said that. Like, really?
Yeah, but he's been saying that shit for years. That's why I've been telling people, bro. He's challenged his brother. I remember when he first left the gym. When he first left Ronnie Shields' gym, bro, he was going at his brother. I fight my brother.
There, man. There's some sort of jealousy there. I believe that.
I think so. I think that Jamal is the better twin. I honestly, in my opinion, when Jamal is on his A game, I think he's the better twin.
He's not, but talent-wise, yeah.
When he's on his A game,
it's no coincidence why Canelo wants to fight the Charlo brothers, man.
No, it's no. Yeah,
One
well,
guy
now,
been out. Listen to this.
now.
I don't give Jamel really a real shot, man, because this dude been out 16 months, bro. Coming off an injury. This is Canelo's MO. Coming off an injury. He come off a long layoff.
Mm-hmm.
He jumping up 2 weights. This is what Canelo does, bro.
It's an opportunity.
And you telling me, okay, you can take Mel, but you fighting Bud wouldn't be beneficial? Yeah, because you know you would struggle to beat Bud. Bud has all them qualities that you know you're going to struggle against. Movement, lateral movement. He could box, longer reach.
Right.
Yeah, high IQ.
I think it's
He's
possible.
A knockout artist. That's why you hesitant on taking Bud. I get it.
But to be honest with you, I honestly think that the fight is possible. I don't think it's a
biggest fight in
foregone.
boxing.
I don't think it's a foregone conclusion, bro. I think that Canelo is attracted to popularity. Like if your name hot and your butt, why did he fight Khan? Why did he fight Amir Khan?
That fight does more than Tank and Ryan.
Oh, I agree.
I'm telling you, that's a $2 million pay-per-view fight.
Oh yeah. That fight sales great. You know what I'm saying? But he fought Amir Khan. He fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He fought these dudes for a reason because their name was so-called hot and popular, not because they was the greatest fighters in the world.
He just fought John Ryder. He fought Artie Yurdom or whatever the hell his name.
But those were easy bags. He fought them for easy bags. I also think that if he sees that the people are loud and this is something he can make a gazillion dollars, not to mention he gonna think in his head, I got the advantage because he coming up, you know what I'm saying, for 47 or whatever the case may be. I don't know. Now the question is, though, would Bud go to 68? And I don't know if Bud would do that.
Bud already said he would.
You don't think he'll?
I seen the interview. Bud said he would go to 68 to fight Canelo. I seen the interview.
You don't think he'd just like tell him to meet him at 60 or 60, 64
no,
or something
Bud,
like that?
Because Canelo said he wasn't not doing the catch weight. So Bud came back out a couple of days after that and said, "I'll fight Canelo at 168." And then Canelo was talking about, well, if I fight Crawford, I ain't gonna get no credit.
Oh, I see.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
It's out there. You didn't say that about you're not saying that about Jamel.
Yeah, but he said he wouldn't go get no credit. But he also stated that once again, if the people want him to do it, then yes, he's open to doing it. I just don't honestly. I think it's gonna be like a moment. Like he would look at the landscape, and if there's nothing hot enough, or maybe gonna bring him a bigger bag or whatever the case may be, well, he's gonna get paid a certain amount of money.
Crawford is he's a tougher challenge than Jamel, man. Because I'm gonna tell you this, Bud stops Mel.
I can see that. I can see him and Mel. I got my reservations on Bud versus Canelo. I don't know. That's just that's a lot. That's a lot. Bro. That's a lot.
He gonna fight that boy like he fought Postal. I'm telling you.
Man,
movement,
you put them
boxing. He got a 4-inch arm reach, man. 4 inches.
Let me tell you what would change your mind, Damone. If you see them do a face-off. You see them do a face-off, and you see them stand shoulder to shoulder. I guarantee you, you'll be like, "Oh shit, I didn't know Bud looked that small."
I seen Bud lift damn near deadlift 500 pounds, bro, with pretty much ease.
But we talking fight weights.
We can't.
We talking fight weights.
No, I'm talking about strength.
That may be great for 47 and 54 pounders. You put him
and we
next.
do know Canelo fades and fights. His
Granted,
ain't there.
So you think that Bud he would have to outbox him for all 12? Is that what you telling me?
Yeah. When have you seen Bud Crawford get tired?
I mean, you know, but again, I've never seen him fight a 68 pounder. Somebody that's leaning on him, that's heavier than anybody's ever fought before. Have you ever seen him fight anybody as half as big as Canelo?
You're not gonna let him just lay on him. He gonna pick his spots. And Bud is the best boxer in the world, dog.
Granted, there could be a lot of best boxers, but there's weight classes for a reason.
No, he's the best fighter in the world, bro.
I am not going to deny that. And I'm not going to deny that, but there's still weight classes for a reason. And to say that he could just jump up 2 classes and just stop Canelo,
I'm Bud on that Floyd, in that Floyd skill set. I'm not saying he's better than Floyd, but he's in that discussion, bro.
But
he got he's a what they call it? He's a Swiss Army knife, bro.
But then what did Floyd do in that fight? Floyd had to bring Canelo down in weight, right? Did he not bring him down in weight?
Canelo was so thirsty for the fight. He said he would fight Floyd at 1.
Granted, but that's so different. Okay. That's different than what Crawford would have to do to fight Canelo. He would have to move up 2 classes to fight Canelo.
And this is why Bud would be the GOAT.
Granted, but that's why you can't say what Floyd did and say, well, look what Floyd drained Canelo down in weight and brought him down had the advantage. Bud won't have that advantage.
Crawford, and then Crawford switches too, so that would give Canelo some issues, man. And he's a great counter puncher. I'm just saying styles make fights. That 4-inch arm reach, he gonna have to use it that night.
I just think that Crawford going up to 68, the same criticism I got for Charlo going to 68, it's going to change him, bro. It's going to make him like
I
a
think
different
Canelo's
fighter.
a great fighter, though, man. But I think Canelo been match made real well, bro.
I think that
and we can make the argument that
I
he
think
lost
that too.
a couple of. I think he lost to Laura. I think that Triple G first fight is argument he lost that.
Right.
I mean, he clearly lost to Bivol.
True.
Lost to Floyd.
Absolutely true.
I mean, I'm just saying, bro. He ain't been the most dominant motherfucker the last few years. He ain't. He's not.
No, I'm not saying that, man. But
he wasn't impressive against Ryder.
But the same. But listen,
he was losing that fight against Amir Khan. He was losing the fight. Amir Khan just can't take our punch.
But granted, but that was, come on, man. That's how Canelo fights. He takes his power mid to late. You know, it was just a matter of time.
He was outboxing him. It could be done. And Bud is a way better boxer.
Yeah, but that's 3 or 4 rounds, man. Like it's a 12-round fight. And that's
no, he got knocked out in like the 7th round. Amir Khan just got sloppy, and Bud got good defense. When Bud is defensively tuned in, he all right, bro.
I'm not saying that Bud don't have a avenue for victory. I'm just saying that dog, it's hard for me to have to think that any 47-pounder can just jump up to 68 and beat an undisputed
That's what
champion.
makes him special.
All right, well, I mean, hey, I'm not saying that's a hell of a level of special, bro. And not even Floyd. Floyd himself.
It's not supposed to be easy.
Not even Floyd himself done anything like that. You know what I mean? Like,
do you think he would take the fight if he didn't think he could win?
No, I mean, no.
He believes he can win.
I definitely think he believes he can win. But the question is once again, as an observer of the sport, knowing what we know about the sport, that's an uphill battle, bro. That's tough.
I believe Bud is the most dominant fighter in the last 20 years.
Okay. I mean, look.
The most dominant. Name a close fight.
Look, you know, I'm not going to argue against Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? The point
I respect Canelo, but I just think
you got to still, man, there's weight classes for. We can't get so caught up in
He hasn't looked good in his last 3 fights, bro. Let's be honest.
Has he won them, though?
No, he lost to Bivol.
Oh, Bivol. Yeah, but once again, that's when Canelo don't have the advantage of cooking or putting someone at a catch. In Bud's case, all of the advantage would go to Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And when Canelo takes those advantages away, then of course he puts you.
He don't have an advantage in reach with Bud.
He got advantage in power,
skill set,
punching power.
Don't. Yeah, he will have a power advantage,
power and punch resistance.
That's his only thing, and I don't think power alone wins fights, bro.
No, but
a great boxer would beat a great puncher most of the time, man.
It can equalize.
I believe that.
I'm not look. I hear you, man. But he can equalize it, bro.
Like Floyd say, all that power is good, but you gotta hit the motherfucker. If you can't hit him, and you know what? I'll tell you the key to that fight would be Bud going to the body. Take some of that power away. Stab the body. Use that stick because he can switch. So that right hand ain't gonna just be a jab. That's gonna be a power jab.
I'm with you, bro. But
even with Canelo, it's 4 inches, bro.
I'm with you, man. But Bud ain't Floyd, bro. Bud ain't that twinkle, ain't that finesseful boxer that y'all making up out. He's not that. Bud is a
he's
fighter.
A technician, though.
He's a fighter. You know what I'm saying?
He's a technician.
Y'all look, we can't take what we saw in the Earl fight. That's not normal, Bud Crawford.
Oh, that's in the resume because according to everybody else, though, man, Earl was stronger, bigger. We was gonna walk Bud down.
But that's not the typical. Not the typical Bud Crawford performance. Is all I'm saying. I get what he did.
I don't know what it was. It's what we saw.
Right, it's what we saw. But typically, Bud gets into fights. You know what I'm saying? Bud gets into fights. If he gets in there with Canelo,
he was a slow starter. Was he a slow start against Earl?
But see, you can't take the Earl fight and be a one blanket. That's how
Bud
fight every single fight. He don't fight like that every fight.
He don't fight the same way. He don't fights the same.
Some fights he's not fighting that well early on. You feel what I'm saying? You just don't. In the Canelo fight, you can't say that because he dusted early and he outboxed him that way. He'll do that versus Canelo. Nah, that was him.
Adjustments like Bud? No. I'm saying it's a 50-50 fight. I'm not saying Canelo can't win, but I'm not saying Canelo don't have all the advantages people think he don't.
I'm with you. I think we can. I'll say, look, I think I can see an avenue for victory for Bud, but I just think, like I say with Charlo, it's an uphill battle. If Bud can do that, bro, he's beyond special. You know what I'm saying? That's just We talking like now. We talking about the Mount Rushmore.
I'll
boxing.
put him over Mayweather if he wins that.
That's even though Mayweather beat Canelo.
3-time undisputed, 3 different weight classes. You jump up 3 weight classes and beat the man, the face of boxing, and his weight, bro.
I wouldn't say the
You
face.
gotta call Bud a top 5 fighter in the history of boxing, bro.
Fact. I mean, he do something like that. That'd be insane. That'll be crazy insane. You know what I mean? I'm not taking no possibilities of victory away. I'm just saying, bro, I have to apply my thinking to that and say that Bud will have a uphill battle. It will be very tough.
A real 50-50. What fights has Canelo had that's been a real 50-50 fight? You name me one.
Well, he just made some dude.
Besides the Triple G fight some years ago. He aged Triple G out.
Well, we thought him and Jacobs would have been more 50-50. We thought him
No,
and
Danny Jacobs got the white. He got the white slip.
But I'm saying we thought he
Keep
was.
Your white,
we
hold
thought,
your right hand. Don't throw that right hand. He got the white note, man. Come on, we know. We seen Danny Jacobs. He wasn't trying to win that fight.
But we thought that he was going to provide a 50-50.
I did.
You know what I mean? I mean, he was coming off those fights with Quillen, and you know what I'm saying? He was winning some good fights. He wasn't
like Lara. Lara was able to. He really outboxed Canelo, man. Come on, man. We know you 3 rounds down when you fight Canelo already. We know that. You're 3 rounds down, bro.
Yeah, I will deny that.
We know that.
But once again, these are all fighters though in Canelo's weight class. You see the difference? Jacobs was a 60-pounder. You know what I'm saying? Lara was a 54-pounder. We
know Kovalev got the white snow, the white slip.
Right.
Come on, man.
Let me ask you this: Would you look at Gervonta Tank Davis, right? Would you say that Tank would knock out Bud?
No, he get punished.
You would say he get punished. Well, why would you say that?
Because it's a physical. Because he's just too Bud would have an 8-inch reach. Now when he fights
because
Keith
of
Thurman,
the advantages,
because
of
I
the
think he would have a shot against Keith Thurman.
Because of the advantages though that Bud Crawford would have over Gervonta, right? Not to say that Gervonta's a bad fighter. He ain't a bad fighter. He just that's.
But I don't think Canelo has those advantages. He has you say he has a strength advantage, but what other advantages does he have?
The punch resistance. I mean,
not reach.
being touched by a 47-pounder as a
IQ. He don't have a higher IQ.
Punch
he
resistance.
Don't have reach.
He
don't have foot movement, counter punching and timing. I would be. If you want to call it even, because I think Canelo can counter punch. I think with even, it's not like it's a whitewash.
But Damone,
the more athletic boxer
would Bud be able to hurt Canelo? Would he get Canelo's attention?
That's going to determine the fight. Can he get his respect?
At 68. That's everything, because Canelo
if
comes
he hit
forward.
Canelo with something that he going to have to respect, the fight is over.
You remember Kell Brook and Gennady Golovkin? You remember how that fight went, right? Kell Brook was
I don't think Kell Brook is the boxer that Bud is.
Granted, but before that fight, Kell Brook was boxing his ass off, and
I had him getting stopped.
And he showed but did he not show very good power and all of that good boxing ability at 47 and in the weight classes below? But then he got up there to Gennady Golovkin, and it was like Kell was outboxing him, wasn't he? Wasn't Kell outboxing him?
It's the same fight he fought against Earl, bro. It's the same fight.
But the point I'm making is was Kell outboxing Gennady, and then with 1 shot, 2 shots, and the fight is equalized.
We seen Roy go from middleweight to heavyweight. We seen it. It can be done.
Roy fought John Ruiz, bro.
We know he's an alien.
Ruiz was
we know
shit.
Roy's an alien.
Yeah, but Ruiz, look who he fought though. He fought Ruiz, bro. Ruiz was
he was the heavyweight champion of the world. It's the same guy that beat Evander Holyfield.
Yeah,
so we're not gonna do that.
Come on, man. It's
a lot.
It's a lot to look. Yeah, but was that holy though, man? I mean, it's a lot to look into there.
That's in the ring, man. I don't know. All I'm saying is Roy was an alien.
It can happen, bro. I'm not taking the possibility off the table. I'm just saying that the weight classes for
look
a reason.
Look at Usyk. Usyk moved up and beat Joshua.
Yeah, but Usyk moved up 1 weight class. 1 class.
Joshua still outweighed that dude by about 30 pounds, man.
But that's the heavyweight division. You know how it is at the they all
look at
outweigh
Deontay Wilder. He's always outweighed by 30, 40 pounds.
Yeah, but he's
Tyson
a heavyweight.
Fury outweighed him by about 60 pounds.
But he's a heavyweight. They got heavyweight power. You know what I mean? We talking about a welterweight versus a super.
You still got to have skills.
You do got to have skills. You do. But you can't have it so if you getting punched, he land one good shot, the whole fight is equalized.
Wilder, man.
The whole fight is equalized.
Weight-wise, nobody fights at a bigger disadvantage than Deontay
Those
Wilder.
are heavyweights, bro. Those are heavyweights. That's different. Heavyweights is an unlimited weight.
I'm not saying Bud going up and fighting better BF or Benavidez. No, he can't beat those guys. I just think Canelo's a special case.
You think he could just get Canelo? I think he got a better chance.
Canelo.
I think he has a better chance with Charlo. I think he needs. I mean,
he's gonna stop Charlo. That's gonna be easy because that Derrick James style, that's easy work.
And that's, bro. Do you not understand? That's a major legacy achievement for Bud Crawford. He stops a Charlo.
Now I think Charlo's gonna be more durable than Errol, but well, I don't even know after this Canelo fight because he's gonna take some punishment tomorrow, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you think so? You got him losing. You got him losing to Canelo, right?
I got him getting stopped brutally.
Whew, really? Damn,
brutally. You can quote me on that. He getting stopped, bro.
We look at the
I don't like him coming in so heavy. He came in at 167.8, bro. Listen. I specifically, it's an interview. You can YouTube it. Derrick James said 163, 164, so we can keep our speed and we can be mobile and athletic out there. I don't want him at 168. Derrick James is on record saying that. This dude
that tells me about strategy.
The weight limit, bro.
That tells me about strategy.
He's gonna be fighting at a heavier weight. He's gonna be 175, 180 tomorrow.
175, 180. That means Derrick wanted him to move and jab and move and groove.
That's
bro.
how you beat Canelo, because Canelo struggles with guys with movement.
No, you got to put some hurting on him, bro. You got to put some power.
No. Listen, Floyd, Lara. You look at guys with movement.
Laura. He beat Laura. He was young versus Floyd. Look how Bivol beat him.
He didn't beat Laura. I thought he lost that fight, but it is what it is.
Look how
he's the cash cow, so he's gonna get that. He's gonna get that call. But I'm saying to be competitive in the fight, you got to have lateral movement. Canelo struggles with guys with movement.
Lateral movement, but not on the back foot. You know what I'm saying? Not back feet retreating. Lateral movement. That's the key.
I think Charlo gonna get stopped throwing them. I think Charlo gonna have to win in the first 6 rounds, bro.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he got to put a lot of as much as he can on him. But moving and
not used to the weight.
Moving and jabbing ain't gonna work.
The weight on right,
bro. Moving
and muscular. He put on muscle. I don't like all that muscle, man. I don't like that. Man.
Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb
Plant never could punch.
But they tried to move. My whole point, they tried to move and jab, bro. That shit don't work versus Canelo. He gonna carry his power mid rounds, man. And when you doing all that moving and jabbing, ineffective shit.
I do think you got to stand your ground with Canelo at points, and I think at points you got to stand your ground with Canelo, and you got to let him know it ain't that.
No, you definitely, you got to gain his respect. You definitely gonna have to trade with him.
You got to hit him with something that he don't like. Yeah. And I've seen Canelo get rocked. If you think about it, Miguel Cotto's brother rocked Canelo. That motherfucker had the stanky leg. Remember that fight?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
He could be hurt.
That was at 47.
He could be hurt.
That was when he was at 47.
Yeah, he could be hurt, bro. He was down there out on his feet.
Yeah, but I mean that was a long
time. Now Canelo
got
a great beard. Canelo got a great beard, man. Don't get me wrong. He got a great beard, man. That dude got one of the best chins.
But and then Damone, these are all dudes. Once again, man, these are dudes in his class, bro. Like all of these dudes, yeah, they can hurt, but I don't know if these fighters coming up, like a Charlo moving up or Crawford moving up, they gonna be able to hurt Canelo, bro. I
think Canelo's biggest weakness is his gas tank, man. He fades in fights. Sure. We've seen this.
But that's only for fighters that put that activity on him early.
You have to make him fight your pace.
For sure. For sure, I agree with you 100%.
I believe in Bo Mack and the guy and the crew for the game plan. All things. I believe in the game plan, man. I trust Bo. I trust it, bro. I do. I'm not saying he gonna win. There's no 100% in boxing, but I believe it's a 50-50 fight, bro.
Mm-hmm. I think that
this is gonna be the fight that you thought him and Errol would have had, and that was a white
Canelo and
they wanted Errol to fight Canelo, which Canelo would have dogged Errol, bro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He'd have dogged Errol.
To be honest with you, I don't know, man. I ain't gonna say dog because Earl would have went in there and tried to fight Canelo. I don't know if he would have had enough.
And that would have been a mistake.
I'm about to say I don't know if he would have had enough fight in him, but he would have went in there and tried to take the fight to Canelo.
Errol don't get his head off the line, bro. And if he if this fight happens again, it's gonna be worse.
Yeah, man. I'm about to
ain't no figuring out. He done figured him. It took. Listen, they say Bud is a slow starter, right?
Mm-hmm.
It took Bud a half a round to figure Errol out, bro.
This shit, was it that long? Was it a half a round? You being generous.
Everybody I know, your boy Lennar, Crawford starts slow. And if he get behind, bro.
That's messed up. Lennar ran. I can't believe that man ran off of boxing.
He ran from the smoke, man. I don't know where that gets.
That is crazy, man. I guarantee you, if some shit went crazy left and Spence eked out a victory in the rematch.
Had it would have been Earl that gave out that whooping, he wouldn't have been on. He was on your show every night.
That's why I don't feel bad, bro, because I already know they wanted that moment. That moment never came. And for anybody that ran out of the door like that and then came back, bro, that just lets me know they was only hanging around just to try to laugh
but we tried to tell them.
Just to try to have your moment.
Remember I said, yo, he gonna stop him brutally, yo. I said, yo, man, he's stopping that boy, man. I don't even see how Errol can win, man. He gonna beat that boy ass, man. I seen it.
Yeah.
They can fight 10 times. He gonna lose 11, bro.
Hey, man, let me ask you this, though. How do you think Showtime really feeling about this shit, bro? You think it's some shit with Steven Espinoza and them, man, that they not really kind of letting out? Do you think that they want this fight, this rematch?
No, they don't.
You don't think they will?
Because the interest isn't there. It was such a one-sided ass whooping, man. Man, we already listen, bro. It wasn't that Errol lost because of weight. It was a skill gap, man. Yo, that was a skill mismatch, man. It wasn't because of no weight.
So do you think
if you weigh 7 more pounds, you might be a little more durable to take a little more punishment. But at the end of the day, bro, it was a big gap.
You think they stalling this? Like they're stalling this to try to make it fall apart and move on and do other things?
I think with the purses, that's gonna be one because now Bud gonna want more money.
For sure.
I'm the A side.
For sure.
I'm gonna want more money.
Especially
Errol
at 54.
gonna want to get his whatever. Errol might willing to take a 60-40, but Errol gonna want what he wants. And I don't think the fight's gonna do as good as it did the first time, bro. Because there is no suspense now. We know what this is, bro. He gonna sit to the slaughterhouse. They gonna cash Errol out. I think Errol retires after this fight, bro. It's gonna be another ass.
I wonder how Errol feels about all this, though, bro. I mean, having Showtime come out here and them trying to push this date back, because I ain't gonna swell, man. I had got some intel about a week or so ago. This is why last week, I don't know if y'all caught the live stream I did last week. I kept saying, man, if they play with the date, they playing with the weight. If they playing with the date, they playing with the weight. I caught word about this a minute. They've been trying to push this back, and this was always the plan. At the end of the day,
ain't ready, bro.
They want to kick this can down the road, because kicking this can down the road causes a renegotiation. Most important.
Steven Espinoza said, "Listen, if it don't happen in the beginning of the year, it may not happen." He keeps saying that, bro.
Now, what he's saying is, without saying, if you listen, they want a new deal, meaning that they look. What I think is, truth be told, like I said earlier, Showtime next year, they got to deal. They got to offer big fights to keep their boxing business intact, if you get what I'm saying. If not, because they could be on the chopping block. So what they got to do is have certain fights still invested for the future to say, hey, we still got this. These are the hottest fights in the sport.
Tank and Teal's going to be the next fight.
You think about Tank and Teal, I don't know if that's going to happen, but if that was one of them.
It's going to happen.
But you notice they pushed Gervonta Davis to next year, right?
We don't want to see no goddamn Pitbull Cruz.
But according to Steven Espinoza, Pitbull ain't the front runner. So he says, look.
It's Teal. I'm telling you, it's Teal. That's a big fight.
But listen.
The Latino, Teal can talk. The dad can talk.
Listen here, though. You're missing the point. The point I'm making to you is that they serving up a silver platter for next year's budgets. They keeping their top guys.
Yeah, it's the time to go. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So, of course, Crawford and Spence, this year, we rather keep that for next year. Or anything for Deontay Wilder, we rather keep that for next year. Gervonta Davis next year.
Oh, did you hear that Usyk and what's the name agreed to terms?
I heard about that. I was going to look into that.
Fury?
Yeah, I heard about that. I was going to look more into it. I seen a headline or two about it. I'm going to read much more.
I don't know. They didn't sign, but they agreed to terms.
Okay, well, Fury is he's about as untrustworthy as they come, bro. We can hear.
I'm not even going to buy that Francis Ngannou fight. Come on, man. That's like you fighting a teenager, man. Come on.
And that's another thing. He could be saying that to raise up some awareness for his Ngannou fight, because ain't nobody talking about that shit. So he could be.
Ain't nobody really talking about this Mel Charlo fight, man. It don't have the buzz like the Crawford and Spence fight. It don't have that buzz, man.
It don't, and that's what I'm saying. Canelo gonna get tired of that. Canelo wants to be talked about more than anybody.
Can you imagine if it was a Bud Crawford and Canelo fight, bro?
Oh shit, yeah, man, it'd be on fire right now.
The fan bases.
It'd be on fire right now, bro. It'd be on fire. It'd be on
That's
fire.
That's $100 pay-per-view, bro.
For sure, man. For sure. Well, look, hey, Damone, let me go ahead and go through this Espinoza story real quick, man. We get back up real soon, okay?
All right, man. Good touching bases, man.
For sure,
hey,
man.
Keep doing what you're doing,
man. We're going to do a panel style next year. We're going to do a panel style next, man. Get a few more folks.
Hey, man. Can you do a show that I'm just want to let you go? Can you do a show? Can we have Not where's Finding Nemo? Can we find Lennar Thomas, sir?
Hey man,
Where's Lennar?
I've been putting out
Can we reach out
APBs
to
on
the
him.
fan bases, the
You know
masses?
he watching. You know he's still probably tuning in without us knowing. Lennar, look, it's safe for you to come back, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
We forgive
Lennar,
you,
okay.
bro.
We forgive you.
You didn't get your moment. Maybe you can get it again. Maybe you can come in and talk up Earl again. You know what I mean, for this rematch, man. It's safe to come back, Lennar. It's safe to come back. You know his ass be watching though.
You got somewhere out in California, Lennar. We come on, man.
Lennar is
we forgive you, man.
My man is traumatized, man. He turned away from boxing. Fuck it, you know what I mean? But yeah, man,
I
I'll
don't
look
know
for
where
him.
he is, man. We got to put an APB out on that cat.
For sure, man.
Lennar, hope all is well, man. First and foremost. But hey, man, we want you back, man. You was a staple on the show, bro.
Damn,
it's
Lennar,
okay.
My man just disappeared out of boxing talk, bro. Like this, I know a lot of people took this loss hard, but this is like, wow.
He was on the show every day, man, talking cash.
Anytime I did a Spencer or Crawford, I couldn't do a Spencer or Crawford stream without him popping up talking about Link. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. We'll see if he comes on back if they get this rematch done. But I don't know, man. He might just be traumatized for life, bro. I don't know. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm gonna tell you? I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna say this. You need to get that Tank Gary in DC, though. That's what they need.
Bruh, tell me about
Tank Gary Russell in DC. That would be huge.
After this next set of fights, I'm going to be applying serious pressure for Gary Antoine Russell. You know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting for him to get in position. I want him to get the Regis and Devin.
I ain't even talking about the, Gary Antoine. I'm talking about fight Gary Russell Jr.
Oh, 26 Gary. You talking about, Gary?
Yeah.
I'll take that
Gary.
too.
Yeah, fight him.
I'll take that
that'd
too.
Be good because Gary can talk. That'd be great for the DMV. How that shit right in DC?
Man, that'd be where it's at. That'd be huge.
It'll sell. It'll be sold out. It sold out yesterday. If y'all do it, it sold out yesterday.
It'll be sell out in hours, bro. It'll be sold out in hours.
That's a $20 million gate, bro. That's a $20 million gate.
It's funny that Gary ain't making no noise. He's been real quiet and staying away from the cameras a lot lately. Who knows, bro? Never know.
And that's when you put Gary Antoine, you put the Russells on the undercard, bro. Let them fight the undercard, man.
I want Gary Antoine to I'll get in there with Devin or Regis, bro. That's what I want more than anything.
They're not gonna fight him, bro.
I would love.
He's low risk. He's low. He's high risk, low reward.
Right now.
Devin.
Right now. Yeah.
Yeah, he got to get a title, man. I don't know what happened with that title fight. What happened with that title fight that he was supposed to fight that he didn't take? I don't know what happened.
They gave it to Rolly. That's what happened. They gave it to Rolly. Remember?
We don't even count Rolly. No chance, bro. We don't count Rolly. Whatever, man. But yeah, I think Antoine Russell is. I think he's the most talented guy at 40.
Yeah, and I can't wait for him to have his breakout party, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of time.
They don't promote him right either. Al don't promote him right.
Nah, he get that title fight. He get some hardware and it's on. He gets some hardware. No one. I
don't think he ducks no smoke.
Exactly. He ain't ducking nothing. Oh, he ain't ducking nothing, and they know it. They all even Shakur.
He my favorite at 140 now. I think him and Tio will be an excellent fight.
Oh, him and Tio will rock the roof off that joint, bro. That'll be a hell of a fight. I love that fight. I'm down
That's
to see
a Vegas fight.
His style makes it so fan friendly versus anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see him versus anybody.
He's a pressure fighter, but he said that his big fight. He think his what they call it mega fight is against Boots. Man, he said that in the interview.
I agree.
I think that's the type of style that can beat Boots. You need a guy that can pressure Boots. Boots be so comfortable, and I like Boots.
And Gary gonna upset. I'm telling you, he gonna upset. He gonna stop that Boots train. He gonna stop that Boots.
I think Bud stops Boots today, not in 2 years. Today, Bud beats Boots. Man.
Would you want him to take that fight?
He gets nothing out of it. It's not even a money fight.
Nothing.
Yeah. Keith is a bigger fight than Boots. If you're talking just marquee, Keith is a bigger fight, bro. Boots don't talk enough. What is he like? It's not talking about his talent. His talent is his talent, but he don't talking like he need to take on like how Shakur talking a lot now. He pressing guys.
Agreed. Boots
you gotta be more vocal. We don't know you. Like, what do we know about Boots? He train in the gym all the time, and what else? He
hangs up under Showtime, and he won't take.
We don't really know. We don't know nothing about him.
Yeah, I mean, but he
just trains every day, and he's bold.
He got to have that break. He got to have a breakout. He got to have a breakout party too. He needs the name.
Like if you really wanted Terence Crawford, you know how to get the Bud. Say you gonna beat his ass.
Yeah.
Talk shit to Bud. You know how to get his attention.
Then I'm about to head right in that direction, bro. Let me cover this Espinoza story, and
All
I'm about
right,
to bring
man.
I'm about to
Look,
bring
I
that
ain't gonna
boost
hold
up.
you. Yep. I'm tuning in. Got you.
All right, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, it's always good to chop it up with the homie Damone Daniels, man. Yo, always, bro. You know what I'm saying, man? Damone always keep me on my toes, man, when it comes to Bud Crawford, man. That's one thing I love to talk about with the fam, man. So what I want to do real quick, fight fans, I want to speak about this for a second, man. And salute to everyone that's hanging on in there with the homie tonight, man. Let me check this comment section out. Salute to the fam, man. Salute to y'all all, man. I thought I seen my cousin come through here a little early on. Hey, Jimmy, what's up, man? My main man, Jay Gutter. What's up, family? What's up with you, man? I see you came on through. Salute to you, fam. I see you up in the house, man. Salute to you. Mr. All Hell Break Salute says, yo, Yildirim and Ryder were Mandos. Yildirim wasn't a Mando. Yildirim was not a Mando. Yildirim was an opportunity where it was a vacant title at stake, and he ran for a vacant title. Remember, that was the same belt that my main man David Benavidez lost on the scale. So, Yildirim definitely wasn't a mandatory. Aubrey 44 says, unless you've been in a boxing gym and boxed yourself, you know that 20 pounds is not a huge difference when you are talking about world-class boxers. I think that, honestly, like I said, I'm going to stick to the point of weight classes exist for a reason. Going up 20 pounds for any fighter just like that, no, I don't think that's smart for no fighter. I don't care what level that they're on. You know what I mean? You got boxing fans that run around here called Kell Brook the number one welterweight when he was fighting. But then when he moved up a couple classes in Fort Gennady Golovkin, he got destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Got his face broke. There's weight classes for a reason. I mean, I may not be the greatest boxer in the world, right? But guess what? You put me in a ring with a monster Inoue, and I'm going to knock his little ass out. You feel me? But I ain't that good. But look, I weigh 230 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's weight classes for a reason. Could I go in there and land a good solid right hand on Monster Inoue and knock his little ass out? Hell yeah. But he's the professional fighter. He's the guy that's trained to do that. You know what I mean? It's weight classes for a reason. I'm going to be able to absorb his punches. You're going to be hitting me to the body. I'm going to be like, I don't even feel them shits. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Bruce Lee in the game of death and shit when he left a big ass footprint on his chest. You know what I mean? It's weight classes for a reason. Weight classes for a reason. Salute to the homie Andre just pulling on up in here, man. Yes, sir, man. QT says, yo, damn, those are facts. Thurman is a bigger fight than Boots, and that's crazy. I never thought about that. Keith Thurman is a much bigger fight than Boots. And Keith Thurman is a fight that makes more sense for Terence Crawford than, say, a Boots Ennis, in my opinion, because, once again, Keith Thurman comes from Terence Crawford's class. And on top of that, a lot of us don't know what order that these mandatories will come in for Terence Crawford if he decides to stay at 147. It's not a foregone conclusion that automatically Boots Ennis will be the first mandatory in line. Because last time we checked, Errol Spence Jr. was able to get around that IBF mandatory, and his next mandatory was the WBC. Well, now that Terence Crawford didn't beat Errol Spence Jr., who knows? That is, unless these folks pull some slick shit. Let's go here, fight fans. I'm going to talk about this for a second before I get out of here. And that's this situation that's going on with Steven Espinoza. I've been seeing Steven Espinoza making his rounds in his interviews, man, and seeing how he's talking about this rematch. And once again, fight fans, I mean, listening to some of his comments, only thing that I keep hearing and they keep getting from me is that, yo, man, I don't think they want to fight. Stand by for 1 second, fight fans. Let me take a swig of water. Stand by for 1 second. Man, so yeah, fight fans. So I get it, man. I don't think that these folks want to fight, man. I don't think that they want to fight. So I managed to catch up on one of Steven Espinoza's interviews, and like I said, I don't know, man. It's like this thing is starting to get a little murky, starting to get a little muddy, And I just don't like the direction that we kind of going into. We starting to get into the areas of uncertainty. And I don't know, man. Let me see what y'all think on this one. So let's just read on here. Steven Espinoza says, man, Earl did exercise the rematch clause, and it's not quite that simple. It's not just saying, hey, I don't want to fight. He then goes on to say is that you can't use the weight class to avoid it. So the reality is, if you're actually going to be at 54 for the foreseeable future, then that's good. But if you're going to stay at 47, that's fine. But don't say that you can't rematch because you're at 47 and then take another fight at 54 right after. Now, I'm going to stop right here. So first off, Steven Espinoza is a network guy. He's a broadcaster. You know what I mean? What the hell do you care about what weight or how does Terence Crawford conduct his negotiations with Premier Boxing Champions? That has nothing to do with Steven Espinoza. People need to start understanding there's a thick line between Showtime and Premier Boxing Champions. When Terence Crawford sit down and conduct his negotiations, he's not conducting them with him. He may be in the know on a lot of things, but he's not conducting negotiations with this guy. He's conducting negotiations with Al Heyman and PBC. This guy is just with the network, and he airs the fight. Okay? I don't even know if they even paying the fighters at this point, because normally in a lot of cases the networks do pay the fighters, or they offer the guarantees or whatever the case may be. But I don't know if that's being played out that way in this situation. Just don't know. And what it seems like to me, man, is that I don't know, bro. It's like you're looking for a reason to have a reason to kick the fight down the road. And I just wish they just come on flat out and just tell us what it is. Like, bro, y'all don't want the fight this year. You want to keep this fight on your agenda or itinerary. So for some time next year, maybe you can feed it to your bosses to keep the boxing lights on over there at Showtime. I don't know. They also, we know that by them going beyond the time that they want to put this fight on, they will have to renegotiate. Renegotiation may come with cheaper prices for the fighters. Maybe they don't believe that the rematch does as well as the original fight, so renegotiation means less money. So maybe that's why Bud Crawford's position is, oh, you're going to have to pay me more money if you want me to go to a different weight class. But just the inkling that I get is that I just don't get the inkling that they are being very cooperative to a certain degree with this fight. Now, the one thing that I've been trying to, like I say, leave a message and tell everybody is that if they play with the date, they play with the weight. So if they move that date effectively out for, however long that they talking, next spring, next fall, whatever. Well, I mean, how does Terence Crawford maintain 147 pounds for that whole time? How does he maintain 147 for that whole damn time? Playing with the date is playing with the weight. Most importantly, how does Errol Spence Jr. feel about any of this? No one has heard from Earl. If you are an Errol Spence Jr. fan and you celebrating this all crazy like, and you just doing all of your little, cheerleading stuff, and you just so happy that this is the case, that you don't know how Earl feels about this. Earl may want this shot to go down more sooner than later. He may not want to have to play the Showtime game and kick this can all the way down the road. Maybe the fight happens. Maybe the fight don't happen. Interim fights come into play. Whatever the case may be, it's no longer an immediate thing no more where you can go and take a fight and he can go and take a fight and then you meet back. Maybe Earl don't want that. Have anybody ever thought about that? Maybe Earl wants exactly what Earl wants. No one's thinking about Earl in this whole matter. Earl has said nothing on this. So before y'all celebrate this and you make this like this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, I just want to remind everybody. Earl has not said a word. Earl has not said a word. So he says that you can't use the weight class to avoid it. So the reality is, if you are actually going to be at 54 for the foreseeable future, then that's good. If you're going to stay at 47, that's fine. But don't say you can't do the rematch because you're at 47 and then take another 54 right after. Look, here's another thing. We spoke about this already. If Bud Crawford was to do this, as he's saying here, you might say to the untrained eye, to the untrained ear, that sounds like a hypocrite. That sounds like a terrible, terrible move. Well, how is it that you're going to Go to 54 and fight Charlo or fight Zoo or any of these guys, and you don't want to fight Earl at 154. And we've already been down this road because those guys got belts. They got belts. They got legacy. Earl's box has been checked already, just like his chin. His box has been checked just like his chin, fight fans. There's no more glory there. So you may say, well, it's hypocritical for Bud Crawford to fight. Fighting Errol Spence Jr. at 54 risks all of his positions. All of them. He beats Errol Spence Jr. at 54 for the check. Guess what, fight fans? He's back to scratch. He's back to square one. Is he number one in the WBO? Is he number one in the WBC? Is he number one in the IBF? Is he move up to 54 after fighting Earl and dropping his belts? Will they place him at number one in any of this shit? Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Politics. Funny, Demetrius Andrade lines up a fight with David Benavidez. They move him up. He's instantly top of the charts of the other sanctioning bodies. When they want you there, you'll be there. But who's to say that they will want Bud Crawford there? It's politics all over again. Moving up you may say, well, he's a super champion, or he's this, or he's that. He can fight these guys. You drop the belts, take a fight with Earl, all of that shit goes out the window. So the other fights at 54 are worth it. Belts. Money comes with those belts. Tim Tszyu comes with a country. Tim Tszyu's not a PBC fighter. All of this shit, like he can go up and still be in position by holding on to his 47 belts. No one wants to ask the question of how is Errol Spence Jr. going to be fighting at 152 pounds versus Keith Thurman and still able to hold his belts? Why ain't no considerations like that being offered for Bud Crawford? How come Errol Spence Jr. was able to go up? Mandatory title defense, higher weight class, keep all your belts, even if you lose. Maybe they should have called up their friends at the sanctioning body, called up Mauricio, called up Gilberto, called up Paco, called up Peoples. Maybe all of them should have got a call and say, look, let's give Bud Crawford cover on this. Let him go to 54, fight Errol Spence. If he loses, give him a shot to come back and defend his titles. Maybe that would have been the nail in the coffin. Because Bud Crawford wouldn't have had nothing to worry about. But they did nothing. They did nothing. They just sitting around giving interviews like this, talking about it. Nobody ain't doing shit about it. This guy clearly ain't in the room. Ain't nothing. They did nothing. They just, oh, well, that's what he said. Oh, that's not right. That's not right. Knowing damn well they happy as a mug that Bud Crawford took this position. Now, if they can dump it on Bud and make themselves look good in the process, think about it. They can blame this on Bud Crawford. Oh, we couldn't come into an agreement because he wanted to move up in weight. And whole time, that disguises the fact that they really don't want to put this fight on. And Earl knows that. Earl knows that they don't want this fight. Earl knows the obstacles. That's why the one thing that Earl did do solid was got a rematch clause in the contract that they can't break. Well, I take that back. Unless certain things happen, then maybe they could break it. Let's keep on pushing with Steven. Steven goes on and says this. Let's figure out exactly where you're going to be fighting. If you're actually a mismatch as to where you intend to be fighting, then there's not a fight to be made. So if Bud Crawford remains at 47 and, Earl says I can't come back to 47, he got to be at 54, and that's a mismatch, then there's no fight. I mean, he says that so nonchalant. So nonchalant. And this is what they want. They can push this off on Bud. They look good in the process. They can convince Earl to take more fights, make more money, whatever the case may be. But most importantly, if they were going to do this fight, it's definitely off the table for this year. Definitely off the table. This gives them time to renegotiate, once again, cheaper prices if possible. and gives them something for next year's agenda. No, we're not getting this fight this year, fight fans. Forget about it. Forget about it. He goes on and says, but it's not like somebody can manipulate and just say, nah, today I feel like going at 147. In 6 months, if I get a big fight, I'll go to 154. That's not really keeping the spirit of things. The spirit of things. What the hell are you talking about, the spirit of things? Brother, this is some emotional crap. This ain't nothing legal he talking, fight fans. This ain't nothing against the contract or breach of contract or he's not within his rights to do. He's not talking from that standpoint. He's talking from an emotional standpoint. It's not keeping up with the spirit of things, bud. If you do this, we may not want to work with you in the future. That's what that is. If you do this, you're really going to piss us off, bud. You're not keeping up in the spirit of things. Brother, you the network. You are not the outfit. You the network. Networks come and go. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where y'all get this notion from out here like Espinoza is the shot caller. He's not the shot caller. He's in the know, but he ain't the shot caller by far. As much as, he comes out and gives us information. But the Weasel is not the shot caller. So your spirit of things, who gives a damn about your spirit of things against a 36-year-old fighter that's prize fighting? He don't care about your spirit of things, homie. He ain't going to be here for another 5 years. He ain't going to be here for another 6-7 years. He got 1-2 fights tops. So your spirit of things, you say that for the PBC dudes. You say that for Boots Ennis. You tell him about the spirit of things. You don't tell Bud Crawford about it. Clearly, y'all have no interest in what's best for Bud or what's not. Y'all just talking from the interest of Spence. He don't give a damn about your spirit of things. The spirit of things is honor the contract. That's the spirit of things. Honor the contract. If in the contract it states that Earl was supposed to put in writing and send it to Terence Crawford that it's supposed to have been in writing that he wants to go to 54 and he never did it, well, Earl is not honoring the spirit of things. He ain't following the contract. Crawford said that they were supposed to be notified in writing that Earl could not make 47 no more, but the writing never came according to Terence Crawford. So is he following the spirit of things? Steven. Man, I ain't got my Conor McGregor little thing up here no more. I'm going to put it back on here, fight fans. I definitely got to put my little Conor McGregor soundbite back on here. Because this little weasel, dog, he's seriously a weasel, for sure. He is seriously a weasel. Y'all don't want the fight. Stop faking. Y'all have an Earl problem. Because the problem y'all got with Earl is Earl wants the fight. Earl wants the fight. Bud wants the fight. That's why he's giving the shot with no hesitation. Everybody wants to fight. Y'all don't want to fight. That's what it is. Simple and Simon. We keep on pushing, fight fans. He goes on and says, I'm sort of paraphrasing. This goes to tell you that it's not legal. When he was asked, was this stuff in black and white on a piece of paper in contract? This was his answer. I'm sort of paraphrasing. It's not. There's a little more formality to it. But it's sort of like that's the underlying concept. No one should be able to just maneuver out of it by saying I'm doing this weight class. It's like, okay, if you're legitimately staying at 47 and don't want to go to 54, okay, great. But then we shouldn't be seeing you fighting above 154 in the future if that's what you tell us. End quote. If there's more money, if there's more glory, if there's more recognition, more belts, if it's better for the career of Terence Bud Crawford, going to 154 for his next fight, that's where he's going to go. He's not even telling probably y'all like, I'm not willing to go. He never said he's not willing to go to 54. He's saying he ain't heard nothing. All he's doing is marching to the beat of the contract. I ain't heard nothing. They ain't said nothing in writing. Then we going to 47. Which y'all waiting to the fourth quarter? Y'all waiting to the overtime to send it? Or we want to go to 54 and mess his whole shit up? No. He don't know what's going on. He ain't heard nothing. All you heard was Earl at a podium or in a post-fight interview stating that he want to go to 154. but he put no action behind his words. How is he wrong? How is he wrong? Y'all gonna come in at the last minute, oh yeah, we want to go to 154. So he's supposed to just give Earl what he wants, and y'all ain't supposed to give him nothing for it. Earl got his ass whooped. Earl wants the fight to be made easier for him. And you don't want to give Terence Crawford nothing. You just want to come out here and just ridicule. Y'all don't want to offer him no more money, nothing. Y'all just want to ridicule the situation. And they did all of that, fight fans. They did all of that. He said all of this crap just to say this. Well, it still could, but we're running out of time. As far as will the fight happen this year? It still could, but we're running out of time. We need to get it done, and if it's going to happen this year. But I don't think there's any magic to it this year. Not to mention, he went on one quote that I didn't get when he went off to say that how many events that they got planned for the end of the year. They got a lot of events planned up, and it's going to be hard to squeeze that in there. Maybe sometime next year. This is what it's all about. He said all of that crap because, of course, publicly it looks good that that Bud Crawford is helping them out with their Earl problem with those words. But this is what they're thinking right here. This is what Steven has been thinking since his comments from a month or two ago. He's been saying stuff like this the whole time. The first time he thought that they was going to be able to use the health of Earl to get out of it. Remember? Oh, well, he's so banged up and he's so hurt, and we got to make sure that his health is good, and his team doesn't suggest it, advise that he should go into the immediate rematch, and Earl is just so hurt, and we care about him. We're so concerned. So maybe the fight doesn't happen this year. Just got to be some renegotiations. That's all. That was Steven Espinoza a month ago. And then here we are a month later. Oh, well, Bud Crawford is messing up the weight. He don't know where he want to fight at. I don't think the fight is going to happen this year. There's no magic there. There's no magic there. Bro, just say what you really mean, bro. Y'all not putting a fight on this year. Simple as that. See how easy that was? Oh, we're not doing the fight this year. We're doing it next spring. So whatever Earl and Terence got to work out, they got more than enough time to work out. But our calendar of available dates and venues state that we can't do it until this time. Sorry. That would have been much more better than taking us all around the world with every excuse or trying to find some public reason not to get the backlash. Just come out and just keep it a buck and say y'all don't want to put the fight on. Simple. It's really, really easy. Try the truth sometimes. But the problem is with all of this, once again, y'all know how Bud feels about his 47 stance. And who knows, Earl, I got a feeling that Earl may say, screw that. I'll take him up on that just to get this fight. I'll be back at 47. How does Earl feel? Earl's silence is golden. It's golden, fight fans. His silence is telling me his fight ain't with Bud right now. Nah, bruh. Y'all are way off. I understand the Spence fans' point of view because Bud is public enemy number one to him, and you're trying to do anything that can make him look bad to the public. I understand y'all. I understand it, but y'all are well off the mark. Earl's biggest fight right now is with his own folks. I'm telling y'all what it is. They're not trying to get Earl this. They're going to, and when you run this risk, because we know the terms of the rematch was it had to be immediate, and as of right now, it has to be at 47. When these things change, then renegotiations has to happen. Those are what we know as facts. And so, running a risk of renegotiation, fight fans, we don't know what that's going to look like. We don't know what that's going, and that's going to be out of Earl's control. Showtime know what they're doing. Showtime knows exactly what they're doing. We don't have the dates. Sorry, we just don't have nowhere to go. I had y'all hit me behind the scenes like, yo, man, I heard this day and I heard that day. I'm like, where y'all getting that from? These boys are not ready to go. At least not right now. I hope we get the fight fans. I hope we get the fight. Celestial Being says, yo, Espinoza got called all sorts of what racial slurs. He got called all kind of racial slurs. Damn, I ain't gonna go that far on Steve. I'll call him a weasel. You know what I'm saying? I'll call him a sucker. Maybe even once in a while, the B word, but to call him to go that far, that's way too far. It's just boxing talk, everybody. Let's not go that far. You know what I mean? He is a human being too, and he is a public face. So, let's not go that far. You know what I mean? He's a businessman just like everybody else. He got his business to attend to. We may not like that business, but he has his business to attend to just like everybody else. So anybody that's laboring them type of things on Steven Espinoza is totally out of bounds. Totally out of bounds. That's way too far. You know what I mean? Andre say, yo, Bud is a great fighter. He proves he is on another level. 100%. And Bud is also a great businessman. He's also a great businessman. And just like anything in life, everybody, whenever you letting someone take advantage of you, everyone's happy. But the second you start fighting for yourself, what you believe in, then everyone has a problem with you. And that's Bud Crawford right here. He's fighting for what he believes in. Look, the contract says 147. That's what we sticking to until I see something otherwise. And if you want me to go to 54, then where's the incentive? Where's the incentive to make him go to 154? There's nobody putting up no incentives. So if there's no incentives, don't expect for him to be at 54, risking all of his world titles and dropping all of his world titles. It don't make no sense. Y'all will never make me understand how it's okay to make the winner to give the loser what he's asking for. That don't make no sense. They offer so many concessions to the loser. The biggest one, weight. No, bro. It don't work that way. I don't give a damn if it's your favorite fighter or not. It never works that way in boxing. Never. Oh, well, man, right is right. He got to do what all he owes him is the shot. Miss me with it. Miss me with it. And like the homie Damone said earlier, man, let him have one. He would have been demanding what he wanted when he wanted. It's going down at 54. Earl would have forced Bud to 54 with no input from Bud if he would have won. So y'all can stop faking. Nah. Bud, stand your ground. If you choose to go to 54, make them incentivize you. They don't want this fight. And maybe this is the reason why Earl was rushing it so hard, because he knew that the shit like this was going to happen. They're going to try to get this fight for the cheap. They want this fight for the low. Earl may have some good numbers locked in that contract as far as his rematch is concerned. He may have some real good numbers locked in because they thought that this may have done better numbers. So his numbers for the rematch may be proper. But if they go beyond that date, and if they want to change weights and shit, and maybe this is another reason why we didn't see no paperwork from Earl, because he knows that a renegotiation is going to have to come behind all of this shit. Well, guess what? They may offer a cheaper rate, bro. Renegotiations, what Derrick James say? Yesterday's prices ain't today's what? Yesterday's prices ain't today's what? Yesterday's prices ain't today's prices. I remember Derrick James saying that. And maybe that's exactly what Showtime is doing with Earl and Bud. Well, we got to renegotiate, everybody. And yesterday's prices ain't today's prices. Word on the curb is y'all landed at about $700,000 for that first fight, right? A little over $700,000. Well, we thought it was going to do $1 million, which means that the rematch is going to do less because Spence got his ass whooped from pillar to post. So guess what? Yesterday's prices are just not today's prices. QT says, I think that behind the scenes, they told Crawford that they can't pay him more for 154. So he's using it for leverage, like you said. Snake Espinoza. Yeah, they're not, and they're clearly not incentivizing him to do that. They're not. They don't. It's like if you don't believe that the rematch is going to do better numbers, how you going to look for more money? You know what I'm saying? And I think they're caught into a thing like that. And truth be told, once again, I just wonder how any of this looks for my main man for Errol Spence? How does he feel about any of this? I hope Errol Spence comes out soon to do an interview. Maybe he'll do it once it's all settled and it's all said and done. At this point, the ha-ha moments for a lot of us Crawford fans is gone. The Spence fans, their delusion is kind of wearing off now. So the moment is kind of leaving us finally after a few months. I don't know. Maybe I'll see still a lot of people breaking down and cracking up out there. I'm not sure. But for me, the moment is kind of gone now. You know what I mean? So I honestly think I want Earl to come out and honestly give his side of this and how he's feeling about any of this. So people can know, can have a bit of direction about like how their guy feels about it. I'm very curious about how Earl feels about any of this. Very, very curious. Very curious to know how he would feel about them pushing his date out. Very curious to know how he feels about them not doing nothing to incentivize Terence Crawford to drop his titles or risk losing his world titles to fight Earl at 154 pounds for nothing. And after he beats Errol Spence, what does Terence Crawford's future look like even after the rematch when he's no longer in position? How does any of that look? Espinoza know that they're going to lose money on the rematch after Bud's performance. I think that the suits are running interference. They are running interference. They hands down are running interference. And then they're not running interference more so with Bud. They're not dealing with Bud much. They're like the first time around, they're dealing with Errol. They're in Errol's ear. Maybe they offer Earl some step aside money. That could be a possibility. Maybe, who knows? These suits are slick, bro. I can see them going to Earl saying, you know what, Earl, if you drop your positions on this and, kick this can down the road for us the way we need you to do this, maybe we give you a little something to make you go home and smile a little bit. I don't know if Earl takes it. Maybe, but I'm just saying. It just seems to me that they're against this, bro. And they don't believe in it. And Terence Crawford is literally taking everything away from him. Now, his position's on 147 because, hear me when I tell y'all, fight fans, because Stephen Espinoza has already said this. He's well on record stating that he's fine with Terence Crawford going to do other things at 47 and then maybe coming around to the Errol Spence Jr. fight. So, he's thinking about Jerron Boots Ennis. Jerron Boots Ennis belongs to Stephen Espinoza and no one else. Not PBC. He works with PBC, but Jerron Boots Ennis is Stephen Espinoza's baby. And it's Stephen Espinoza's responsibility basically to find that opponent for Jerron Boots Ennis. And maybe he's maneuvering Bud into it, or at least attempting to maneuver him into a corner to Jerron Boots Ennis. Because Bud definitely got all of the belts. And see, Bud holding on to his belts at 147 keeps him in the leverage conversation. It keeps him having all of the leverage. None of those guys at 47, all of those PBC fighters, well, none of them can get a belt. None of them can get a belt. None of them. Unless Bud Crawford gives him that fight. And by him being a belt holder at 47, he gets the lion's share of all of those fights. All of them. It's a lot going on there. Bud Crawford has a lot more leverage with those belts than he does without those belts. Y'all may say, oh, man, who is he going to fight, right? Oh, man, ain't nobody going to fight him because he's doing bad business with PBC and Showtime. That's bullshit. If Tim Tszyu wins, that's an opportunity right there, in my opinion. The Canelo situation, Canelo gives the orders to PBC and Showtime. He tells them who he wants to fight. They don't tell him who he wants to fight. If Canelo chooses Crawford, they got to be on board. They have no voice in that shit. Canelo comes with his own list of people he wants to fight. And if one of them can't make it, he comes up with his own alternatives on who he wants to fight. They don't have no word in that. And they are all what are they gonna? You think they're gonna go against Canelo? If Canelo says, I want the Crawford fight, he is the hottest name in the sport. That's 3 million pay-per-view buys. I want to do the Crawford fight. Guess what Showtime is going to do? The Crawford fight. They work for Canelo. They made that evidently clear. Evidently clear. offering him all of that money. Talking about, oh, we ain't got money for Crawford and Spence for all of these years, but you can find $150 million for Canelo. Canelo versus Benavidez ain't on the table this year. Benavidez and Canelo, Crawford and Spence, Gervonta Davis, and Deontay Wilder. Any of these fights right here will be going next year. Any fights with those folks involved will be going next year. For next year's budget. And to keep the lights on at Showtime. And it's all good, fight fans. So with that being said, man, I'm going to get on up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all rocking out with me tonight, man. Like I told y'all the other day, bro. Very unfortunate I couldn't do We Talking Boxing on Thursday, man. But we got one in tonight, and so that's good enough for me. You know what I mean? I want to say I give a much appreciation to my main man, Damone Daniels, for coming on through, chopping it up with me tonight, man. Appreciate the conversation, Holmes. Real spill, man. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend, man. Enjoy the rest of these fights this weekend. You know what I'm saying? I'll be probably coming in or doing an immediate reaction after the Canelo and Charlo fight. So we'll see how this all goes, man. But y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night, man. Let's hope it all works out for these fighters, man. Let's hope that the fight game keep on pushing on, man. Looking forward to this card tomorrow. Once again, a star-studded card. Should be loaded down. Lubin is on that card. We got Mario Barrios and Ugas on that card. That's going to be a good one, man. It's going to be a really good card. I'm going to order the whole thing. And we're going to try to give as many reactions as possible. But y'all be good out there, fight fans. I'm out of here, man. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my night as well, man. And until the next video, fight fans. Good. Peace out.